Okay.
So we are live. Welcome back to another episode of Survivors of Tarnstead. We're going to start in our usual manner of introduction. First up, we have Blackheart as
Carrick Marsk.
We have Kronos as
Shucks and Rotscala.
We have Hatden as
Tilde.
We have Marcus as
Go of the Sutterlast.
We have Sammy as
Gifton Graysteel.
We have Tobias as
Louis Swap.
and you have me, Yuli, as your friendly DM. Who would like to give the recap?
I'll do it. Nobody
Okay,
else wants to do it.
Okay.
Is there anybody who wants to do it? Okay.
No.
get away.
Oh. All right. So last session, Gifton brought home her new family member, Terrell. Technically not family member, but air quote family member. Had some conversations with family, made some arrangements. Meanwhile, Louis Swa was dealing with bathhouse shenanigans and trying to survive. Corvus was wandering endlessly in a bunch of hallways where a curious satyr was having a good time, kind of a bit talking down to him in an amusing, mocking way. The satyr was having a grand old time. Telde was hanging out in the hallway for a really long time, but he wasn't really sure how much time it was because people started showing back up again, so maybe the time had passed. But he wasn't really sure if he'd rested or not. Shaxan enjoyed a really nice time in his room until a branch started growing out of nowhere. He had to cut it off, shave it down, but he felt really relaxed and comfortable in the room, and then eventually realized, wait, I think the room might be having an effect on me and making me want to stay. Carrick spent his time doing fake tavern stuff and trying to give people alcohol when everything was Ipsum whatever. Gifton returned to Oberon's castle eventually, tried to sneakily have her own little dance in the ballroom because it was a really pretty ballroom and she really wanted to dance in it so bad because she didn't know if she'd ever get another chance in her life to dance in that ballroom, and everything was probably about to go wrong. Oberon showed up. They had a very tense conversation. Gifton pledged 9 times that she was going to bring Titania back. Oberon granted her full authority, sent her on her merry way. All the doors in the places where everybody was opened up into the ballroom. Everybody was ushered into the ballroom. Gifton grabbed everybody and they hurriedly departed from the castle on the path to find the place where Titania had died, because Gifton had this harebrained idea that if I go to the place where somebody has died, maybe that makes me closer to them and I can res them, because that's what basically happened with Dadriel in her mind. They all run over to where Titania died, which was surprisingly right next to Southwest Time, which makes me think that there was something special there. We get over to the thing by Southwest Time. Gifton asked her question to the Dreamer. Well, she didn't know what the Dreamer was time. She asked her special question from the card. She got to talk to the Dreamer for a little bit. He answered a bunch of questions for her. He also was in the appearance of a wood elf, I think. Question mark. I know there was red hair, freckles, green eyes, and various things and different. And they had a really cool charm with like a charm necklace with a whole bunch of little bits and bobs from people. They had a really nice conversation. Gifton mentally has written them off as possibly her grandchild. Found out she was having twins. She came back out with the information she needed to bring Titania back. She, with the help of Raziel and a bunch of Fae, res Titania. Titania, Raziel, and Gifton had a massive good cry in front of everybody. This was after the whole talk with Parsifal and Raziel, where Parsifal wanted to go over the fact that, hey, I smelled sulfur and I catched what they've been telling you, and he had to basically out himself to Parsifal. Promised Parsifal that he would tell her everything when he went back. Parsifal left and instead of staying with us. Titania got res. There was a short conversation trying to bring Titania back on board with everything. Titania's totally in our corner, but she said she thinks Gifton needs to go home and rest because Gifton has 2 strength right now and isn't doing so good. And if she casts a spell, Jesus Christ, she's going to shock the living shit out of herself, but nobody knows that yet. She said, hey, don't do any big magics. Maybe don't cast a bunch of crazy magics transporting her around. Just get her someplace and let her rest. The group teleports to the airship back in the prime plane, and while there, Scarlet brought up the fact that we don't technically have a crew for very long, and that a bunch of them were planning on going home, and Gifton and Tilde and Shax and everybody started talking about, hey, what are we going to do about that? What's the things? How do we get them home? Gifton wanted to start getting involved in negotiations and got hauled away, yelling, "What do you want for monies?" But Shaxan and Telde picked up the flag and totally did all the negotiations, paid them, got things set up. There's an amount of money that the crew is being paid, which I believe is a plat a piece per day right now. They're prepaid up for the first 2 weeks, and there was some negotiation of who's in charge of them. I think it's Shaxan and Telde are in charge of the crew. And sorry, I didn't pay attention to that part. Then
You are.
oh, I thought it was going to be you because you paid. Louis, Telde, and Shaxan got crash course training in airship, except for Shaxan didn't really so much. Shaxan made his simulacrum copy of himself and started gearing it up, and we ended the session with Carrick basically getting Raziel settled up in his room, and then food was brought up for the room, but he wasn't answering, so they just left it at the door. And I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, go ahead and take yourself a standard inspiration. Mm-hmm.
My favorites.
Alright, the evening goes by, and soon enough nighttime comes, and you're all able to get in some decent rest.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, Gifton. It's a little bit of delirium. Just a tad. And it's hard to tell what exactly is dream and what's real at some points. Do you have your wishes, by the way?
I did, but I lost them already, so we're gonna do delirium wishes, which will be fun.
Okay. Well, you don't have to go through them all immediately. But if there are any,
I only had 2, right?
yes.
I think? Yeah.
But if there are any you wish to make immediately while you're in your nighttime delirium, you feel free.
I wish that Raziel will teach at my school someday.
Okay.
That was one.
Mhm.
And God, the other one was, I think I wished my dad was there or something like that.
Okay.
But
Well, during the night,
yeah.
your father actually does come in, and you just get a sort of feeling, it's okay. Yeah, drink this. Go on, get this down.
Yeah, those were my 2 wishes.
Yeah.
They weren't the most exciting. I found them. I wish my dad was here, and I wish Raziel would teach at my school someday.
Dad just happens to show up. Wish granter. It worked.
And the thing is, there's no timeline on it, so it's just apparently a thing.
Yeah.
It could have been any time.
But partway through the night, your eyes open up, as they have multiple times. It's hard to sort of rest fully, and you think you see a figure crouched over a desk in this room, seemingly just scribbling with a quill.
Hello?
And as you sort of call out to them, it's hard to make out their features in the night time. There's no candles lit in here or anything. Just a fake silhouette outlined through the window.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is this the little house?
It should
that
be
you
the
said?
little house.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I wanted to check that.
Little house intruder.
And you
Grass?
not quite.
Wait.
Shh. And as they do that, you're not sure whether it's some compulsion or just the sheer exhaustion, but you soon find yourself drifting back off. Morning comes round. Morning / nighttime, depends where you are. But what feels like morning to you all comes round. And in turn, each of you are going to get a sending. Carrick, I certainly hope your block is down.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Each of you are going to get a message. Hi, General Thomas Stenhouse. Request a meeting with you all in the town of Beacon this afternoon. Please try your hardest to attend. Reply if you are unable to make it. The feminine voice that comes through, and that is it. Gifton probably wakes you up.
Mm. Immediate
Messes
response from
with your
Gifton,
time.
I'm a beacon.
Corvus is already up and is walking towards the town square, towards a tavern.
Mhm.
When he gets the message, some of us are in Beacon. Will be here. Corvus.
Meanwhile, there's a scribe who is predictably shaking their head and going, told them to reply if they couldn't make it, but they're gonna reply, aren't they? They're gonna reply.
Carrick's by this point would have already been ready and is going to head off. Is Talia awake?
Gifton wasn't awake to figure out what that was.
What do you
He
mean,
heard
is
something
Talia
about
awake?
rain.
When has Talia ever been awake before you?
Mm.
Talia is
asked.
a sleeper.
I know.
Did you accidentally wake her up?
That's the bigger. That's
When
the
she's not
bigger
a sleeper, that's your questioning time.
I'm gonna actually get some breakfast ready for her and put it on the bed, and then head over to the tavern because I'm gonna go make sure Raz is set.
Okay, you heading to the tavern after. There's a near miss with Talia, as in you're sort of putting the bed breakfast in bed for her. She's sort of groggily getting up. There's a swing of an arm out.
At least it's not the tail.
Yeah. And, you make it to the tavern and you're heading up to Raz's room.
Yes, because I'm guessing I don't see him in the common room.
You do not. A couple of the servers that have been hired on, sort of they greet you. And
You
as
sleep in the tavern?
they have their own estate.
Yeah.
So I'm in town, walking to the tavern. You're in an estate, and you get to the tavern already?
You can
But-
fly.
I do have a base move speed of 80.
And I'm
so-
covering things in certain order.
I know. Curious.
You get up there, and that tray of food is still outside Raz's door.
I'm gonna knock. Give it a couple seconds.
No reply.
What type of roll would it be to quietly open a door?
Um,
Would that be slight? Or
yeah, we'll give it sleight of hand.
okay. Character sheet actually isn't still loaded. There you go. Okay.
I don't think anyone's in there.
I don't either. But
Yes,
he's
he-
Why
still.
are you hiding? Why would you sneak
Alright.
up on Raz?
No,
Okay,
I'm trying to.
you
Because if
very,
he's
you
asleep,
very quietly open up the door. There's this very soft click, and then wow, you keep these hinges oiled well, and the room is empty. The bed untouched. What there is, however, is a chalk circle on the floor.
I know the symbols to go to the one in.
Yep, that definitely looks like a
Wyndon's.
teleportation to Wyndon's military complex. A little scorched out and missing some stuff, as the magical reagents tend to be somewhat consumed, but there is definitely that outline there.
At least I know where you want to tell to. Oh, okay. I wonder if this has to do with that sending. I'm gonna pick up the. I'm gonna close. I'm gonna leave the door open to remind me to go clean the chalk off the floor later. I'm gonna pick up the tray and take it downstairs to. At
Okay.
this point, get rid of the food because I'm pretty sure most of it's not edible anymore.
Yeah. Corvus, where were you heading?
To the tavern.
You heading to the tavern?
see Raz, yeah.
Okay. What about other people?
I think 3 of us are still on the airship.
Mhm.
So how do we get back?
Jax, for his part, because he's probably woken up by the message, he actually sits bolt upright and points a gun at the door out of old nerd.
Well, that's nice.
He was a scout.
And this is why none of us share a room
Thank
with Shax.
Mhm.
Then you'll just have that brief moment of Florian mentally acknowledge what the thing said without replying, and then just probably shortly after Carrick checks the room, that you'll probably get something from Jack saying, I think we will require a pickup a little bit earlier than discussed.
Yes, let me come get you all, and
It's appreciated.
Are you gonna cast teleport over there?
yeah, because that's the only way I can get over there.
Where are you doing this, Carrick?
Well, I'm using the standard spell, so I don't have to be.
I like the idea that Corvus is basically coming in the front door and you're just making magic signs and teleport.
This is why I ask.
I would have
my
taken the
God.
thing down. I'm guessing I would have been giving her the food when I got that message from him.
Mhm.
Oh no, yeah. Would Corvus have been already walking in?
This is
At
why,
that point?
not at this second, but this is why I'm asking this.
And I'm actually gonna go into one of the storage rooms downstairs because I try not to do.
Okay, so
Teleport.
you start see you heading down back into the storage room, and at this point, Corvus, you do walk through the door, and the one of the servants looks up at you and goes, "Morning, Lord Adelas."
Oh, good morning. Raziel is staying here for the evening. What room would he be in?
He's room at the end of the hallway, the big room.
Excellent.
I
Thank you.
would have.
And he proceeds upstairs.
Yeah, I probably would not have said.
Well,
Yeah.
right. I would not. Right. Sorry.
No, I was
Well.
doing the what I have
Yeah.
told the others that he's not up there anymore. I probably wouldn't have.
Mhm.
Right, so
Yeah,
as Carrick is heading downstairs to do his teleportation spell, Corvus starts heading upstairs.
1 second. I need to do something. Let me find a Fievel gif.
Yep.
Yep.
The DM's rage rising as you walk down the hallway towards an open door, Corvus.
Okay. We'll lean in and knock on the door.
Razel's taking his open door policy a little literally.
There's no reply, and you can see what is a otherwise clean room except for the remnants of a chalk circle on the floor.
At least you know he teleported away.
Teleport. Wonderful.
And downstairs, the teleportation spell is completed. And
goes back downstairs. When does Carrick gonna be in?
Lord Mask is downstairs, sir.
Downstairs. Excellent.
Yeah.
Can I?
Of course, sir.
Alright.
Alright, as
Better
Corvus
than I thought it could be.
walks downstairs, you didn't draw a circle, you're just doing the direct teleportation, correct?
Yeah, because we can't circle there.
Yeah. And you arrive downstairs to find no Carrick.
Rick.
It's only going to get better when Gifton struggles her way out of the house, trying to go use a tree to teleport to the boat to go get everybody. And they've already left.
Well, you're not invisible because I can see invisible things, so.
It's greater
What the-
invisibility.
You sure Carrick's down here?
Saw him go down, my lord.
Unfortunately, teleport hasn't been used often, so they probably don't actually know.
Alright.
I think I'm the only one that knows you can do it because we
No,
coordinated
everybody.
specifically. Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah, we all know
knows,
that. Yeah, we all know.
but
But
the
there's no
staff
effect
won't know.
afterward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
And
not
the
like
s-
Corvus can suss this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the staff won't know yet because this is literally the first time I've used it probably from the tavern.
Corvus heads back upstairs. So, though he teleported away, Carrick's. You sure he went downstairs and not out like a back door or something?
They glance nervously at each other and go, "Well, that's the last we saw, my lord."
Mm,
But Lord Master can be quiet on his feet, so he may have gone elsewhere.
rubs his arm a bit. Right, there it is. Carrick, where are you and why are you hiding? Did General Rizal leave? Do you know what's going on?
This is sending a message.
It's ascending.
Yeah.
I'm guessing I get because it's an action to use teleport, so I'm guessing I'm getting that.
You get that basically.
I love your
You've
ship.
arrived on the airship. There's fuck. Oh no, what's his name?
I flip back.
Martin.
Yes.
Martin's up on deck. Just seemingly keeping watch. He is covered in really gaudy, like necklaces and rings and stuff.
I thought you were going to say glitter.
No, like really ostentatious golden jewelry, large
There's probably
gems.
some of it rub it
That
off.
is quite a new look for you.
He gives you one of those teeth missing grins as he nods and goes, thought I'd get myself some stuff that make me look a bit like a lord myself.
Out of character, does anyone else surprise you?
Oh, we gave them all a lot of money. Right.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Have you seen any of the others come up yet?
Not this morning, no. Most of them below deck, I still think.
Okay, thank you. I was contacted by Shax to come for a little earlier pickup than we originally thought. We have a meeting, I guess.
Try to miss, maybe. I know Claude's cooking breakfast.
Was he the one that I banned from using my spices?
No, this is Martin.
It was Martin. Martin
Yeah.
was the one that I
Martin's
banned
the one
that
you
from. That's at least safe. No, he does not say that out loud.
I guess I'll have a morning coffee if you don't mind.
Of course, Nord.
Carrick's gonna go
They've got it
down,
freshly imported from Zaha.
going to go find the rest of them, and sends a message back. Sends the sending back of on airship to pick up the others for meeting with Thomas. We'll be
Okay.
back shortly. That should be plenty of. That's definitely
Didn't-
fine.
Oh yeah.
Guess
Right.
didn't know about this General Razel.
Gifton. You received this message which jarred you awake. Sitting up, you can actually see one of Dingus's eyes sort of like peering in through one of the windows of this small house. Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's a little meep. And then he actually flutters off.
That's terrifying. I am sorry, but having a pseudo dragon staring through your window.
Yeah, well, there's actually an entrance where he can get on in the very, very top floor, but it doesn't let him into the lower floors. And unfortunately, I'm in one of the lower floors where I sleep, because otherwise I'd never sleep with Dingus. Yep.
And
No, I
I'm
think
gonna
you'd
groggily
always-
kind of try and get myself up because I know I have to get dressed,
Okay.
and I'm assuming I'm very shaky and trembly
a
because
very weak feeling, yes.
very, very weak feeling, and I'm going to try to get some clothes on and realize I don't want to pack anything because it's heavy, and I literally can't. I did the weight. I literally can't. So yeah, I'm not packing anything. I am gonna try and get over to that desk though, because I kind of remember that.
Okay, you get on over to the desk, and one of those little oddities. The desk is basically covered up by what looks like to be a air quote large piece of parchment scrap, a normal size, but a torn scrap that is in this room.
Mm-hmm.
And you head on over to it, and it's a little comical. It looks like there is essentially someone your size has tried to write in a normal size, and it is actually quite fluid script. But it just says at the top, a gift, a few more questions. Share them wisely. And there is just a little numbering list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it looks like this has been torn from the bottom of a piece of paper.
I'm gonna just tilt my head at that. I'm going, grandson? Maybe grandson. Possibly grandson.
As you're musing that over, the door opens up and Kate comes in and goes, I think it says you're awake. Oh, what are you doing up? Come on, get back into bed.
I have to go. Stenhouse sent a message and I have to go.
No, you need to rest some more. Look, it's still barely standing, and he's coming over and he's sort of putting his arm around you.
No, I think it's important. It sounded really official. I think your ass is in trouble.
Why would you think that?
Because Percival knows what he is.
Let's get you to the kitchen, get some food in you first at least, and I'll carry you, okay?
I can walk. It's slow.
No, you let your husband be strong and mighty, okay?
All right.
I get to show off.
Can you help me fold this up and maybe put it in Dingus's bag?
Why is there a big piece of paper in here?
Our grandson, I think, was in our room last night.
There's
That makes me crazier.
He's giving you an odd look, and it's just that look of like, maybe she's not doing as well as I thought. You sure you don't want to rest some more?
I couldn't if he's in trouble. I couldn't.
Okay. How did it even get in here? Let's get it rolled up.
You remember he was in here last night? He was like, shh.
Of course he was. And there's a little gentle pat on your back, and he's like, "Right, why don't you sit on the bed for a second while I get this rolled up, put away."
All right, I'll sit on the bed.
All right, and
Also, everyone's on the airship, and I think I'm supposed to go get them.
No. Mm-mm.
You think if I asked Dadriel, he'd go get them?
Probably, or Carrot could do it, or Corvus. Carrick or Dadriel would be a great idea.
Yeah. Maybe Carrick.
Oh God, this is so big. And you get to see him
They
struggling
have
with
very
this.
nice handwriting. I'm impressed with our grandson.
Our grandson, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he was very, very nice.
Did you know that Rinson and Archie's child are going to have a baby? And she's just
That's a disturbed thought on his face.
Don't worry. That's the same look that all of us will have.
Can we keep him away from Archie's house?
I mean, we can try and do that anyway.
Okay.
It's just going to make it more
Where did we put your bag of holding? Right.
reality. You do not understand that.
Remember, I have it on his satchel.
No, we took it off of Dingus. We're not keeping Dingus all, hooked up while he's sleeping.
I know,
Here you go.
but it's a saddle out there. I thought we'd just leave it. Well, okay.
And you see him basically trying to shove all this huge bit of paper.
Try and cup the side of his face and look in and just go, "You're so handsome."
Oh, I know. And he's just gonna lean and give you a little kiss.
Mm.
Right, come on, let's get you out there. And he's gonna sweep you off your feet.
Did I tell you I brought Titania back?
You mumbled a lot about Titania.
Yeah, she's back.
She's back?
Yeah.
Really?
She's back. Yeah. She's gonna help with Oberon and make him okay too, so he's not crazy. She remembers being an angel and being Titania and everything. She's whole.
Gifton, you'll get a message.
Oh no.
Good morning, Gifton. Seems Carrick has left to go get the others at the airship. General Rizal is no longer in Beacon. I'm in the tavern.
I'm telling care about my grandson, and someone was in my room last night and wrote a letter.
No, she's perfectly fine.
Gives his sister to just laugh because she's saying this out loud in front of Care, and I look crazy right now. Damn you, Corvus!
I think I just got a lot of laughter. And
With you
just
cradled in his
scream,
arms,
"Sammy
you feel
Corbin."
that sort of gentle pat of your hip. That's what his hand can
Send me a
reach.
message, I promise. It's not my
Okay.
fault.
Oh, look, Dingus has a bit of bacon for you. We've got bacon for gift and Dingus, and Dingus is holding a large piece of bacon in his mouth.
But
You can see he's salivating around it because he's holding bacon in his mouth and desperately trying not to eat it.
Somebody is trying to
think
get
that
him to give up his food.
That is
Yeah,
I
Lady
was
Grace
thinking of just
Steele's favorite breakfast. You may want to fix that up for them.
I don't think I can eat that bacon. Can you tell me what it tastes like, Bingus?
There's just that slow clenching of his jaws closed as if taking a bite out of the part he's been holding, and then you just see like the two bits coming out either side of his muzzle fall away.
Oh, you better eat that.
And then there's the... You don't feel well, by the way. Like, you really don't feel well. It's really not helped by when he tries to press his tongue out at you with the bit of bacon that is on it. As if here...
Too hard. Don't want it.
Make it a really light breakfast. Something mellow. Easy.
Well,
Can I just have some porridge?
how about we get you some porridge at Carrick's? Would that be nice?
Okay, I gotta get my ring back out. Where did I put it yesterday?
I know, Toddy got some very nice blueberries in.
No, I don't want any blueberries.
You don't want blueberries with your porridge?
No, I don't want any blueberries.
Okay.
Mm.
Do you have any grits? Grits would be good.
And I've got your ring right here. It's in my pocket.
Okay. I can ride Dingus over to Corvus's, right?
But we're not going to Corvus's, dear. We're going to Carrick's.
But Corvus messaged me.
I did say I was in Carrick's.
No, but Corvus messaged her.
Corvus, no, you don't understand. I'm really out of it.
Yeah, I know.
Well, how about we go to Carrick's? We get you some porridge, and then we go see Corvus. You can have as much honey in your porridge as you want.
Maybe some
bit.
like
Meep,
hot butter
She's
with
going
a
to get
little
the
bit
entire
of
bear in her porridge.
Dingus
of
wants
honey.
She's gonna have honey and no porridge.
All
No,
right.
Dingus. No, right now, her tummy's upset. She doesn't want really sweet, and she doesn't want really, really greasy. She just wants, bland.
And Care is going to head out of the house. Dingus following along, and once out, he puts on his own ring, and is just going to sort of hold you in one arm. Dingus actually perching on his forearm, which is heavy. But Dingus is like peering down at you closely, just gently nuzzling.
Do you have a multi-grain like bread as well? That may be good.
A what, my lord?
Multi-grain bread with the porridge or
Remember,
grits.
a bunch of stuff you're saying, they're not there yet.
We got.
No, I'm just talking
You
to
are-
the servers.
You're really thinking of somewhat advanced periods of food production.
We got bread, my lord.
Grits came out of the southern states.
I know. I'm southern. What do you expect?
But yes. Yeah, we'll start taking you there. Back on the airship. You've all, in your own patterns, made your way to the dining hall, where Claude is indeed cooking. The main smell here is, it's not cooking butter, but it's close. It's ghee, clarified ghee, which he seems to be frying just slices of bread in.
Ooh.
And serving those up to be eaten with some bacon.
fried bread and bacon.
And that's what you you see as you come down, Carrick, into the mess with and see the others.
Carrick is so offended he has to make new breakfast.
No, he isn't offended. It's not like Martin's cooking. This
And
actually sounds good.
and Claude actually just turns to you when you enter and just gives you a little sort of head nod.
Give him that back.
You eating?
No, thank you though.
Thank you for not eating. You want some?
Oh, I misheard him. Sorry, I thought you said, "Are you eating?"
No, he's have you eaten, basically.
Not yet. But are they eating? Is anyone eating? Well, Telday doesn't eat.
That does not eat.
Shaxim doesn't
Correct.
eat. Shax's eating.
Yeah, Shax would by that point be down there and just probably be currently drinking coffee. I'm assuming since we're
You can get coffee here, yes.
Carrick Tavern's like the only place right now we can get coffee other than Zoff. It's because we
fine.
bought a fuck ton of it.
I assume, Louis, are you eating?
Oh
Yeah, Louis is eating.
I forgot Louis.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought Louis was in Beacon.
And he'll just bring some of this toast, this fried bread to you, Carrick, and just point to the large stack of bacon that's in the middle of the table.
Thank you. I'm just gonna grab some bread and bacon, take a seat and eat. And I'm guessing everybody else got that message from what you sent to Shax from
That's
Thomas.
a bit of a surprise.
Yes.
I'm surprised I got it.
I have a feeling I know why.
Kind of since that happened, I have a pretty good guess.
Yes, the general was not in his room this morning.
Interesting.
He's but when
Thank
you
you.
all are ready, I can get the circle up and get us back to Beacon for this.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. Shax, can you actually do your version of sending to the others, or do we have to be near you for that to be a thing?
I should be able to send to the once it doesn't forward it.
Can you send a message to Corvus to tell him that, yes, I know that the general was not in his room this morning. I forgot to include that in the sending response to him.
Yep, Shax I'll just type it so we can continue the thing.
Yeah.
Now, because it hasn't been said yet, my spell slots.
He doesn't use spell slots for
This
that.
doesn't take it.
That's why I asked, because I know that.
Mine does.
Yes, so does mine. Except for I have only once per day, so...
Were you given any inclination to believe there was foul play in his disappearance or any other problems?
There was a circle, a teleport circle in the room. I think he left. He didn't touch the food that we brought up for him. I think he left after we got there. So...
I'm sorry about that. I am sure it was excellent food.
It would have been, yes.
Scarlet comes into the mess, looks at the veritably dripping pile of bacon and the fried bread that's been made, has a fake look of disgust on her face before giving you all a nod and go, I'm going to be getting breakfast in the markets. Anything you'd all like me to pick up for preparations?
If you can make it so that we have more coffee on the airship for when we travel, it would
Certainly. We already got basic supplies sorted out, but any little bits, message me.
Thank you, Captain.
If you're going to the market and you're looking for something good to eat, there's a little stall that sells kebabs about 2 streets over from a coffee shop.
I'm a
Near the edge
little
of town.
meted out, I have to say.
Understandable.
What elf wants her veggies?
And she just nods at you and turns on heel and leaves the
Yeah.
heart attack
Before he
breakfast.
has to go, I do have one thing for you, and he will actually, since he's not near Roselle for that, he's going to undesignate Roselle and toss her one of the link pearl things. If you need to reach me,
Link Pearl?
It's basically what they are. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
one of my
you have one in
sending words.
you.
I have to designate people.
You
I
basically
give them
have
one of these things that makes them sending.
you
Com
have
beads.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And she'll catch it and nod and right. Keep in contact if anything comes up.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
she
is a good way
heads
to
out.
keep in contact.
Then Saxon gets the message.
I am horrible with this name because too many similar names. How do we say the kobold's name again?
Tally.
Tally.
Howdy.
Taldi, that's right. Because I keep doing confusing.
D.
I keep getting her,
Taldi, I think it is.
Yeah.
and
Or
because I
DY, I don't
keep
know.
almost saying either Talia or Telde, because it's right in the middle.
It's right in the middle. It's Taldi.
What?
She was meant to be your child.
Seeing her with your wife.
Is she out of character? In character, is she in the messer? Is she?
You've not seen her this morning.
Okay.
Clod seats himself at the table now with his own breakfast. Now he's done cooking.
Is wow, I've already
Taldi.
Teldi. Did Teldi leave with the others, or
There's a loud crunch as he shoves basically an entire slice of this fried bread into his mouth. Crumbs, suffusing the beard. And he replies while still chewing, sending a little bit spitting out. Oh no, the captain gave us some coin last night and as we went out the markets this morning early. Off ship.
I would assume she's
You cut out Cronus.
Okay, I thought it was
Yeah.
I would assume that she is still somewhere.
Yeah, okay. Well, everybody's been here all night. I figured I would have checked, make sure everything was okay with her too. Well, when he's gonna finish off his baking bread, when everybody is ready, we can go get ready for this meeting.
I am ready
meeting?
at any time.
We have a meeting with one of the higher ups at the of the military.
Rockstar. Okay, I'll get myself ready.
Oh no, it was to the group of us. You are good.
It is elsewhere.
Yes.
Not us.
No.
Not the crew, just the adventuring party.
Oh, but marvelous. And he sort of settles back down into his seat.
Yes, you do not have to worry about that.
We will have to depart briefly, but we will return.
All right, I'll let the captain know when she gets back.
We still hope to maintain our previous timetable.
Has anyone got anything to do, or could we just skip to the point of me casting us going?
We may as well just skip to the point of go for bees.
All right.
Unless somebody chokes while eating.
Cough, cough.
Gotta say, it was really tasty breakfast, but my god, it doesn't actually feel that good once you are up and moving.
It doesn't sit great.
No.
That's why I had one piece of bread and just one piece of bacon, because Carrick's gone through stuff like that before.
Yeah, Jack's probably similarly ate late and had a bit of coffee and then.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you have ever had stuff fried in ghee before, but my god, Flavor Town.
Flavor Town, but oh god.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
I would like to try it someday.
Yeah. Right.
Don't
He's doing this down in the hold up a deck where you're gonna do your, or
I
he's just
think I've
teleporting
usually
from
done
where you are.
I usually do it either on the deck or in the hold.
Okay.
Where are we closer to one than the other?
You don't have to climb to get down to the hold. You can just slide down.
As I was doing from where we are, we're probably near the deck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're closer to the upper deck, but you want to climb a ladder? Yeah.
I mean, I have a climb speed, so I'm fine.
Alright, you head on up deck then, and Marlin gives you a little wave as he's starting to draw.
Familiar sight around here by now with me.
Just a
Some
tad.
circles. I'm sorry, say that again.
Yeah, just a tad. Oh, I've got to wash the deck.
We can clean it up when we return.
He just sort of nods as if, yeah, that's worked for me, cool. But soon enough you have cast a spell, you
I would
arrive
have been
in
like, what do you
Beacon.
think you're getting paid a plat a day for, my
Yeah.
boy?
I don't know about that.
Also, yeah, as the rest of you come up on deck, yeah, Martin is covered in gaudy jewelry.
So, actually, I want to make. I actually want to see if Xanathars has a specific role.
It's all the most fake costume jewelry, however.
That's
You
actually
suspect-
what I'm actually.
In fact, yeah, can all of you, I don't know if any of you have jewelry kits, but I'm just, okay, you can do so with advantage. Rest of you just give me a investigation check.
Oh, which one?
Investigation.
Lose
Wow.
on point tonight.
Okay.
5, Carrick.
High fives.
Telde and Carrick, you can identify exactly which pieces are real and which are fake, and it is a mix. He does have a few genuinely expensive bits of jewelry in there. However, there is a lot of coated copper and such.
Colored glass.
Yeah, coloured glass, gems. Shaxton, you can't really make it out, but you're pretty sure not all of that's real.
That's more or less what he'd figured anyways.
Yeah.
Louis like, oh god, it's like looking into the sun.
I kind of want to bring the
He's
sword.
like, that's
I
a
have.
rich man, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, Louis just like, oh god.
A lot of them are
God.
actually fairly convincing fakes. It is to be said.
They're actually probably worth a little bit just because they're convincing.
Yeah.
And by a
basically.
little bit, like they're better than a copper piece, but you know,
Kind of.
I mean, even colored glass
worth
is pretty
more.
cool.
Yeah, they're worth more than the sum of their parts, but not by much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I kind of want to give him the actor's sword, so he has a sword that matches the fake jewelry. It's a fake sword.
No, because he'll think it's real. Just like
So it won't hurt anybody
real.
if he uses it. So that's the plus.
You'll hurt him when he can't defend himself.
Yes, you all arrive in Beacon. In the tavern, Corvus, you see Care coming in with Gifton and Dingus.
Morden.
I will put my ring on once we get into the tavern because I was letting myself be packed up till now. And I'll shakily get over to the bar. Nod to
How are you doing?
I feel like my insides aren't there.
Well, you are alive, so just gotta power through this.
It should be in bed still.
Yes, she should still be in bed.
I am certain that I have enough love and endurance from the people around me that I will be fine.
Care just gives you that blank look of, no, you need bed rest.
As your friend, and is the only one who understands really what medical reasoning and practice is around here, I would
If
still
then-
say,
Shakily starts to fold her arms and try to look at Corvus and going, I believe I was your nurse for a while.
yes, you were, and it's very appreciative, but I still hold myself to that standard.
I believe you are saying you hold yourself above me, sir.
Claire, could we just get some porridge and a little bit of honey, please? Thank
I've
you.
already had that ordered.
Man, I wish we could have appeared just so you were saying that.
But
Mm-hmm.
you should still be in bed.
I have duties to accomplish.
We all have duties.
Just a duty.
Your health is mine, as well as his. But given the circumstances of this morning,
Are you really going to browbeat me over something we both know I have to be here for?
I know that I'm conceding the point.
And
It's gonna
He's just like, yes, I am.
Gifton's gonna give you an amused smile because you realize, wait a minute, you're gonna concede that I have to be here anyway. Why are you getting mad at me?
Gifton, the food is set down in front of you, just some porridge with a little pot of honey beside it.
Um,
My grandson visited me last night. You're supposed to start eating your food.
right, that you had that in your message, I think, besides cackling laughter.
It's because I was trying to have a nice conversation with Care, in which I could tell him I was of sound mind and body enough to leave bed, and some people start sending me messages and make me sound like a crazy person.
Lady Greysteel?
Yeah.
The girl serving you just brings out a small little mug and sets it down and goes, "That's some ginger tea. I find that helps me when I'm feeling a bit,
Oh, thank you so much. Bless you, my dear. You are the best.
And she smiles at you and moves. They're still getting chairs down here. Pulling chairs off of tables, and it's about this time that the rest of the party will walk in to the tavern.
It did seem that the general may have teleported away on his own volition, but so is that back?
Gifton just hangs
Where
out
did-
underneath her porridge.
Did you just disappear without telling your staff where you're going?
Yes, I teleported to get the others.
Corvus, you do realize he pays them.
Yes.
My lord and lady pay very well. I don't mind where they go. The young lad says.
They totally forgot to pay me this week. Wink, wink.
Carrick should go over and start helping it get the chairs down.
I'm going to occasionally take a bite of my porridge and then scoop up a bunch of it with honey on it and offer it to Dingus.
Dingus seems suspicious, and he's just looking at the pot of honey as if, like, this is the good bit.
What's the weird
And he's
bit?
mostly sort of lapping up the top part of the spoon, like where the honey's pulled over the porridge.
Mm-hmm. I'll let him do that. And I'll
Nom, nom,
finish off the spoon each time. I don't mind. I'm a brownie. I eat garbage food. I literally eat trash. I'll be fine with this.
You're gonna actually look over at Shax and Louis. Do either of you want something that isn't
Bad for
as
you?
heavy? I mean, everything's bad
please.
for you.
I could do with something small, yes.
Okay. He's gonna finish up finish up the chairs and go grab. Goes in the back and actually cook up some.
I wasn't awake. Does anyone know what time or where in Beacon we're
Is this afternoon in Beacon? That's
Oh,
all the message really said.
so we're here early.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
I don't know.
Why are you not in bed at this moment? You could arrive later.
Tilde, I was waiting for you to join the judgment train of what I'm doing with my life as well.
You just-
I am not judging you. I am asking out of concern.
Ah.
You hear from
Well-
the back room, you're doing fine as long as you feel okay.
Gibson's just gonna look off in the back room and then look over at everybody else and go, I don't know. I didn't really know what time the meeting was, so I hurried up and got ready.
That is fair. I had merely expected that you would attempt to take as much time to rest as possible.
Oh, we'll
I
be
did.
going back there the moment this meeting's done.
Meeting's not till this afternoon, sweetie.
We could go back now.
You could, and that's probably advisable. She may.
Meeting is
I
going to be
don't
outside
actually
Gifton's
want
house
to
just for
walk
convenience.
right now, though.
Just get some food in you and.
Oh, I
Nice.
have something. I'm gonna start fiddling. Come here, Dingus. Get your
Me?
saddlebag.
And he'll lean down.
Paper and go. My grandson decided to violate my room last night and write a
Behind her,
message.
Care's giving you all that sort of look of, I have no idea what she's talking about.
Isn't that usually what children do? Or so I've heard from you.
Gifton is giving you the most sour look she can manage, which is actually quite a bit in her state.
She's already sour.
Gonna hand it to Corvus to look at.
I really wanted at the exact point that she said my grandson decided to do this, just that the door kicked in and just have Archie standing there going, what do you say,
Ask
grandkids?
questions. Is this from
Why?
them? Yes, your grandson.
Yeah. So I don't know, like, do we write the questions
Corvus.
on there?
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but that's your handwriting.
Really?
What?
This is getting better and better every time.
Okay.
My handwriting.
Given I'm proficient with a lot of different toolkits, could Jax just peer over and just go, yeah, it's his handwriting, and just peer back?
I mean, you've all seen Corvus' handwriting. The only reason I didn't give it to Gifton straight away was because she's
I'm in a way.
Yeah.
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 I'm really out of it.
Yeah, that's definitely his handwriting.
Are you sure that it was...
It is his handwriting.
Okay. Now, there is the other elephant regarding me, but we are hoping that it is the grandson. Yes?
Gifton is looking so confused. No, it was very much my grandson sitting at the little desk in my bedroom.
All
Then he folded this big ass thing on top of it.
All right. Well,
And she motioned it's a big ass tiny scrap of paper to everybody.
Yeah.
This is actually very small for me.
It completely covered my desk.
Well, it is.
And unless you somehow started getting to be my size, you
Karen
weren't in
Gifton
my
having to
room
move
last
this
night.
like roll of carpet of paper for them. Everyone else like,
way.
look at this little scrap.
It's just a little piece of paper. It's like a sticky note.
I don't know if I'm supposed to write names or if I'm supposed to write questions.
There's seven slots, so 7 questions.
How was it phrased again? Sorry, it was.
I give for you share them wisely, and then it was just the numbered slots.
I
Everything.
guess you are supposed to maybe offer this to the lot of us as well, since it is share. But
Okay.
That sounds a little selfish.
Well, how about I test it,
all right.
and then if there's any immediate reaction, I'll know if I did it bad.
Well, how about we wait to make sure there's no physical reaction given your current state? How about someone else? Just a precaution. Gifton.
Like me. Just maybe if I was the one who
I
was
don't
able
think
to do
any
this.
of you are capable of writing as small as I can.
Meep, meep.
Have you seen my notebook?
Dingus, can you write that small?
Dingus bobs his head.
When can
Oh.
Dingus write?
I'm going to take out out of the bag he has on a piece of vellum and some a inkwell and a quill.
All right,
And let him go.
Dingus is going to pick up the quill with his muzzle. He's going to dip it very messily into the inkwell. And then that piece of vellum you put down, he's going to basically shake his head about as he's dragging it, scratching across the surface. He doesn't seem to be writing anything clear, but there's a scribbled line, and he's keeping it small, just doing little head wiggles.
I'm very impressed. I'm just gonna say.
And then he's going to drop the quill, the right side of his muzzle, a bit covered in ink.
I'm gonna look over at Karen and go, clean that up.
Kare just nods and starts dabbing at Dingus's muzzle.
Oh,
Start putting the stuff away.
Yeah, Chorus looks around to everyone else. Does
I don't
anybody
know.
want to go first?
Kare's actually going to hold up the bit of vellum that Gifton pulled out, and Dingus has scribbled and dripped ink on, and goes, if you're all going to have questions, maybe sort them out first.
Hmm?
And then transcribe.
That is probably the best way.
Sure. Yeah. Let me see the vellum.
I'll just hand the vellum over to you.
All right. 1. Eins. I want to know who's answering these questions first, so...
I told you it's my grandson.
Could you tell me more about your grandson?
He has very lovely red hair and beautiful green eyes, just like Kara's. And he's got kind of a lovely tan skin. Kind of a tall build, but not very robust. I wouldn't say he looks the strongest. He definitely doesn't take after his grandfather. He's got cheekbones like Archie. And he's got really long ears.
Did he identify himself as your grandson?
He said that someday Rinson and Argie's child get together and then they have a child and then their child becomes very... Oh, okay. Well, apparently our grandson runs off with our granddaughter. Our grandchild is going to run off with them and hang out. They're besties, maybe. I hope it's besties.
Or
Actually, I'm not
research
sure
the
if I
right.
hope it's besties.
Alright, you are all able to start taking turns writing down your questions if you want.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we'll each get our own questions answered.
Definitely write that down as a question.
Problem is, it appears on the line. How? I didn't even write it down.
No, I was just thinking, when is lunch gonna happen?
Quick, nobody think of anything.
I suppose I should ask, is anyone abstaining from writing a question down?
Louis will write a question.
Okay.
I am
Now,
not
are we
abstaining.
typing? Are we writing something to Yuli, or are we just going to ask?
I would like it written down, please.
Text file
Give me a
or
moment.
in
Just,
chat?
just a general message in chat will do.
Give me a moment of filling my pen up.
A Roll20 chat or Discord chat?
Roll20 chat would be good.
That's fair.
And no, I'm not filling my pen to write the actual question. Ran out of it. And fountain.
I figure we know that meeting's not till afternoon. We might as well do this now.
Mm-hmm.
I gave the most horrible run-on sentence.
It's also the most confusing.
Yes. It takes a dreamer to tear it apart. I am gonna go. I guess that means we can't save the last slot for Raziel though, for all writing our questions. Inkus or Kara, you want the right?
Karen's question is just, what the fuck?
Kare's giving that look that it's quite familiar to you. It's that somewhat untrusting, I don't like this kind of stuff thing. And he just shakes his head and smiles at you and goes, I know everything I need to know.
Aww.
Look how beautiful my wife is, and he's going to hug you. Meanwhile, Dingus is bobbing his head, and he's actually going to waddle over to the quill again. And he's going to write his own question.
Okay. Oh, I wanted it to be Raziel, but no, Raz had to go get himself thrown in jail or possibly subjected to the 9 hells. That's the question from Teleday.
This is a good one. I like it.
That's a heavy question.
This is on that last adjective, too.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
Oh man, Carrick's gonna be so disappointed to find out that Morgani's true state is wanting to destroy everything all the time anyways.
I like how Corvus technically wrote in the first slot, but he's technically going to be the
That's
last.
why I'm just going to
question
paste his at the beginning.
written. Yeah.
Mm.
It is fun.
That's 2 questions, Corvus.
You want to write down with the 2 questions? Technically, some
Yeah.
of the others have a couple of phrasings in there, so.
Yeah, he wrote what he wrote.
Okay.
Because there is some intent behind this, Corvus, what do you mean by is there a need above you?
Corvus's mind is everything leads to something. Everything
Is there
has
a, is there a
something
greater
above
power
it.
behind the dreamer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially.
Right, and then we'll have.
Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Right?
Yeah. Alright.
Oh. Gifton is just going to stroke Dingus like a very proud mama.
Dingus looks so proud.
Well, that's an O, so
He liked the circles.
I was just saying, I don't think that's an O. I think that's a circle.
yeah, well,
It's
an O.
circle. There's some dots in there.
Right.
He's trying to get a cootie shot.
Wow.
He likes circles because they look like potatoes and eggs.
As Dingus finishes scribbling, he
Was he getting more eggs?
he looks down at the paper, glances about, meeps at you, Gifton, and then there's a sudden shift in perspective. Once again, very familiar to you, not so familiar to everybody else. You all
Are
find
we all going there?
yeah.
Yeah.
You all find yourselves standing in liquid, same kind of liquid you've seen in the empty before. Calm, and the environment around you is altered. Instead of just a dark, no light, nothing, there is a almost sky with twinkling lights in it suspended around you. Almost feels like you could reach out and touch these little starlight specks.
This is all of us together,
All of you
not
together.
all of us separately seeing. Okay.
Gifton's gonna smile, splash her feet like once, kind of that I'm too tired to really do shit,
Mhm.
and then she's gonna go turn around. Oh no! And she's gonna turn around.
And as you turn around, there is, in fact, the same figure you saw last time,
Grandson!
who looks a little amusedly grumpy that you've stolen his line, apparently. Just crossing his arms and going, I was going to say that, see if I could catch any of the others.
Big.
But yes, hello everybody, turn around and all of that.
I'm gonna turn around.
Louis
This I'm
turning
used to.
around with this befuddled look on his face, just like, what the fuck?
Welcome to the empty, Louis.
Calmly down.
Not so empty anymore.
Yes, it's full of
Full
people
of-
now.
And light and life. It's nice to see you all again.
I'm gonna stumble over and give a hug.
And
Nice to see
he'll
you
just
again
pat
after
you on
all
his
this time.
back. And as he does so, he looks over at you, Corvus, and there's a sort of fond, it's a bit sad smile, and familiar faces. Right, I'm glad you got my little, well, cheat.
You were in my bedroom.
Sort of.
How far along are you like this?
I don't know how long it takes to have a baby god.
Did you write that down? Where's the paper?
No, I just
Here. I'm
And
gonna give him a little crap.
and he smiles apologetically at you, Corvus.
He's got rules he has to follow.
He has rules now.
Oh.
Right, okay.
He probably always had rules.
That's a good question. Why do you care? Is there a need above you? Well, fond of everything. You all, world, life. I like it. Enough reason to care, no? And is there something above me? Well, that's a question that was a bit difficult. Surely my kind came from something, but as far as I'm aware, we are the greatest life. But I've learnt a little bit about faith because of your kind, so part of me does wonder. But as far as I'm aware, no. The only need above me is promises, I suppose. And that suffice?
Yes.
It's okay to be frustrated with him. His answers frustrate me sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Positive the game, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
No, that is actually the clearest.
That I've ever talked to you?
No, the clearest answer anybody's ever given.
I'm going to come back to yours, Gifton, he says with a little bit of a furrowed brow.
When Corvus is just now kind of looking around.
It's okay if you can't think of anything. It just means
I can
already
think of
know
a
what I
lot
need
of
to-
things.
Oh, actually,
Oh.
is Care with us?
No.
No.
Okay.
It's the people who wrote the question.
Dinguses, though?
Yep.
Dingus wrote. So
They say dingus. Grandson.
Meep meep.
Maybe.
Let's see, Louis. What would be the best way to reunite the heart and the lady hair with minimal violence and bloodshed? Time, frankly. If you don't want to entail any kind of force or so on, just gentle persuasion, presence, helping out her priesthood would be very good. Being a bit of an ambassador of sorts. Just spread the word of her non-forcefully. You know, talk of what good she does without making people feel like you're trying to convert them. Tends to be the best way. There are a lot of people that like you over there, Louis. You could do a lot of good work.
Louis, there was a race in her land that was very good at what they did, listening and telling stories. Telday actually has very close experience with that. You may want to see what he has in that regard.
Tom's revived.
What were you saying, Louis?
Honestly, I forgot.
I heard you starting to say something, and then Corvus seemed really like he wants to help you.
I was going to ask something, but I forgot, and it was just a clarifier, but it's fine. It's fine.
Sorry.
I'll just continue on, do what I do.
Don't worry, I know you figure out your direction. Let's see. Howdy. How can I get my people to exist in their true form? Oh, well, that goes under the assumption that there is such a thing as a true form. Would you consider the desire of what you want to be the true form?
I suppose that is the truest that I could attain.
Well then, you are already on the path to doing so. Some want to return to the Feywild, and the Fey will help them. It might not be an existence you entirely approve of, but it will be what they want. Right and wrong is a little trickier to establish with that place. Others... That's a big question. strangely big. Others will be very happy with what they are now. They will learn to enjoy the permanence of their form, the lasting of it. Others will seek out magic. You could help fund such things. The Brassian government, I remember, does some small part, but it's expensive.
Thank you.
Eric, what can we do to restore Morgani back to her right mind so she is no longer crazed and is able to resume her station as goddess of magic and dragons? You've missed a D here. Assume you mean and dragons? He says with a cheeky smile.
Yes. I like hands.
Right.
I'm telling your wife you like Anne's.
This might not be the most tasteful answer. To get her back to her right mind, you would need to kill the intellect, the thought, the mind. One was the first. Capture their essence and impart it into Morgani. As for resuming her station as goddess of magic, that would come quite easily after that fact. I suppose I should tell you how you do that, yes?
Yes.
Well, killing is rather easy. You're all on the track to that. You'll find more answers, as I've told Gifton here, in the Kingdom of the Dead. You have the material. Killing her first is not beyond your capabilities anymore. Capturing her essence, talk to the Liches about phylacteries and how they could be adapted. Does that answer your question sufficiently?
Yes, thank you.
More first dragons. Are the first dragons being sincere in what they have told us they want? And if not, what are their true intentions? There lies masked behind sincerity. What did you call him, Gifton? Speary?
Yeah, Speary.
Yes, Speary. What the spiritual has told you is, in truth, it is true. He is more than happy to work with you, to step back, to try and coexist. But it is not out of a desire to be like that. It is out of a fear that if he steps out of line, well, you'll all come crashing down on him.
Pragmatic.
Perhaps after you all are gone, he'll start making other moves. So, sincerity in what they say, certainly. Sincerity in intention, no. Their true intention is to make themselves flourish. Whether that is at the cost of everything else or not, it changes a little depending on each one, but they all put themselves first.
So we now have one, the physical, which we may have help on. We have the physical's ally, which they have agreed not to deal with as well. But since we have the mind, that we will get the wrath of the ones that we consider to be our temporary allies. If she goes down. Yes? Is that what I'm getting from this?
I suppose he's sort of tapping the piece of paper as if pondering whether he's stepping too far or not. You've asked what are their true intentions. Each one has a somewhat different one, so I suppose it would be okay for me to define each somewhat, no?
Mm-hmm.
It would be.
I think that would be in the scope of the question.
Perhaps. A little bit. Right. You've met Speary. You know what they've told you about their intentions. What they desire is the continuation of faith. It is something that they can subsist on. They would very much like to redirect it directly to themselves.
They'd like to take over for Morgani.
They would like to take over for all the gods, frankly. But yes, they do see Morgani as the easiest seat to fill. With that faith, they could The physical just simply wishes.
There was a cutout there.
Hmm?
Yeah,
Where?
Saxon was trying to say
Yeah, I
something.
heard Kronos try to say something, and then he cut out. So
What was the section?
It basically, it's like, yes, it seems like it's ample to gorge himself on.
Yes, exactly. The intellect. Oh, she would. She's an. Yes, I'm going to come back to that. The intellect. She would very much like to help you all advance. But she will feed on that advancement herself. What would her intentions be? And you see him closing his eyes as if thinking, a small smile on his face. Oh, eventually, a glut of knowledge would lead to fast advancement and expansion. Oh, I don't like that, no. I think she'd come after us, eventually. Mind vastly superior to her own, she'd want to be on par with us. I think she would devour intellect to get to that point. I think your world would have a very long and successful path with her as an ally, but it would not end as such. So that is up to you to decide whether the path of hundreds of thousands of years is one to worry about. The physical, well, he's a brute. He relishes anything that confirms his reality as a physical force. Destruction is a favourite of his. He sees this world as his own, and you all as intruders. This is his realm. You're not welcome. He'll try and wipe out everything.
okay.
He may tolerate some followers in the meantime to make that easier, but in the end, even they would fall. Well, he opens up some notes.
You're looking at magic in the end one.
I am indeed.
I think we still have emotional, or did I?
The emotional, the magical, and the nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Right. The emotional has no, I'd say, problems with your existence, but your state of being would shift under her influence. No rational thought, just thoughts and feelings, impulses.
So, like, dealing with a really big fae.
In a way, I suppose, but even the Fae would seem rational in that retrospect.
Maybe
Ooh,
more
awkward.
closer to a mad animal.
In a sense, perhaps, yes. Not all of it would be bad. Some people would act on impulses of love and kindness, but, well, there'd be as much anger, lust, destruction. It would all come about. I don't think civilization could exist under those conditions. The magical would rather see everything return to its raw energy, its raw coalition of madness and creation and control, and you're all rather unnecessary for that. They would like a whirling vortex of possibility, not a foundation of what is real and what is not. What magic is in the end.
Corvus shivers.
We know which one Corvus likes.
That is
the
a
least.
weird shivering sound.
Yeah.
It's the metal in his hand.
Yeah, it's the middle of my arm. It's like, ah!
The nothing, well, hope it's apparent, but they would like nothing for it all to end. Hard to say they even have a desire. It will, unfortunately, all end one day, even things such as myself. They're patient, they will wait, but their existence, their non-existence, their contradiction, it seeps out, and it's hard to get away from their existence, especially to those that have opened themselves up to it. you'll find people in your world that have lost nothing, that have embraced nothing, will gain strange power from them. You have to worry less about the nothing's intention, more the intention of those that can tap into that. I hope that's enough for
I
that.
see. It definitely is. Thank you.
That
Right.
was actually quite a bit. Thank you.
Okay, before we get to Giftons, Dingus. Let's see. And he actually looks like he's reading Dingus's scribbling, nodding a little bit, going, Dingus, all you have to do is continue doing as you have. Stay by her side, keep her company. It makes her happy, and will continue to do so. And Dingus bobs his head.
Aww.
And Dingus meeps up at you, Gifton.
Oh, it's nice of you to ask a question about Dazzle. I'm gonna Dingus up.
Meep. And nibbles at your ear a bit.
I'm gonna leave a little laugh at that. I know.
Right, on to Giftons. Well, isn't this a doozy? I have to think.
It's only as much. It's only as much as you want to give me.
I know. Well, I'm trying to figure out how you would all act with the knowledge and whether that would change things drastically.
Well, I wouldn't want to change everything.
What I think you need to know. One, and this goes to all of you. An end isn't necessarily a sad thing. It is okay for things to come to a stop. It can be a relief for some. It can lead to new beginnings. Do not be scared of it. Two, not everyone who is acting against you is necessarily evil in their own right. Even if you have to put an end to what they are doing. Some forces just cannot coexist. It does not mean one is more right than the other. In the end, it is just about what prevails. 3. He looks a little hesitant for a moment. Oh, screw it. You're all being played. I don't mean just those of you here. The gods themselves, as they all along. I believe some of you suspect that Mirus is not all he seems. And he's looking at you all as if expecting some confirmation.
That's gonna
Well, it's a good thing that I'm
No.
saying that I'm finally not convincing myself that I'm going insane.
Mirus has...
It's not like I had Lawless'll try to pin a lot of blame on him or anything.
That's part of the plan itself. The twins want to do everything together, including things that aren't too good for them either. He wants to put power back in your own hands. He misses his sister dearly. But he knows that what she wanted done has to be done. The gods have done far too much to your world. They've grown greedy, gluttonous. What was first a safe charge has turned into just a good feeling that they like, empowering themselves at the end to begin a new cycle. They say it's for the sake of continued existence, but, well, it makes it easy for them to maintain faith if people can't have thousands of years to build up realization that, hey, they're not all they're cracked up to be. He is going to play the bad guy. He is going to do many ploys, all in the goal of putting victory in the hands of those that defeat him. With the power of the gods on his side, which, by the way, he's going to try and trick it out of everybody. It'll be handed off to you, and he has mechanisms in place to try and take it for himself. Oh, big bad, empowered. The brave heroes have to take what else the gods have to offer to bring him down, that kind of thing. But you'll win. You're always supposed to. I'd suggest you play along. But that's only a suggestion. Lord knows I know there are more possibilities of events out there than even one like Haya could consider.
Because if we do not play along, there is a more than likely force weapon.
You've cut out badly there.
Sorry. Just looking up, because if we do not play along, then there's a much worse outcome that could come of it.
There are many worse outcomes that could come along. Things with the first dragons in control. Things where he's struck down and the power has nowhere to go. If he's defeated before that all comes about, then the gods maintain control. There's lots of little possibilities. But, you all do have a tendency to find a different path. And I believe in all of you. You've all given me a reason to. Or you'll do right by the situation, whatever it is. Right. I guess that's it then.
Yeah, I guess.
If it seems so. Thank you. And Shax will bow politely.
Thank you.
You're all quite welcome.
I hope we get to see you sometime when it's not scary stuff all the time.
He looks down for a moment. We're going. See, there's something else that you'll need to know. Make the best of now. And he's going to look at you directly, Corvus. Memories of your friends are so precious.
Corvus was looking down at his feet for the last bit of what he was saying.
So, totally.
What?
You know that you're not as you were. You are me.
You have a different endpoint from the rest of us, Corvus.
I am you. At the end of this journey,
Right.
you'll come back here, and you'll help me be. I'm not just a dreamer. I am you, Corvus. I'm each of those that goes out into the world and builds up their lives and memories, but you are the first one that I remember being.
It was stifled. Corvus, you're my grandson.
Nor am I your grandson, but your grandson was a very, very precious friend to me.
Between us, you're my grandson. Ignore your future self.
He just smiles a
Gifted
little bit.
forcibly adopting people, anyways.
Yeah, never really change. Well, that is it. Have a nice day. And he smiles, brings his hands together, and you're where you were in the tavern.
I am going to put an extra big drop of honey on a spoon and offer it for Dingus.
And Kate's just going to point at the paper and just go, "That's in your hands now, Gifted," and just go, "So what do you do with it now? Do you read it out
happened.
or?"
That's over. It's already over.
He's going to give you all the rest of you a question, look as if like, is she okay?
Yes.
He's actually looking at his feet right now.
It appears it was not your grandson.
No, I smile at Corvus. My grandson. Gibson knows.
Does
What?
he understand that?
Gibson knows better. She's just refusing.
Does he understand that what he just told all of us?
Also, we need to punish Corvus. He was in our bedroom last night, hun.
Changes
Brown.
what I now know, and then thus changes what happens to him.
The assumption
Now-
would be that things that we know are whatever we know.
Maybe.
That he knows that my plans are changing.
If you stop bringing
Before-
yourself into predestination ideas, then you're going to get a very large headache.
I've had a large headache for years.
It is not going to get better.
Do not
Oh.
think about it. Just continue on.
Should I go bed now, or when do you think afternoon is? What time of day is it?
It's still morning.
I mean, if you want, you can use one of the empty rooms here if you'd like to rest until then.
Maybe I should just stay in an inn room and then they come get
That's
me.
a great
so I don't have to
idea,
go across the
Gifton.
town.
Okay, says, just nodding at Carrick.
It's
Can I
probably
have one
more
of the
restful
inn
for her
rooms?
that
I
way.
heard that there is a special inn room for important visitors.
Yes.
Can I have an important inn room?
Yes, you can, Grifton.
But there's chalk on the ground.
I hate stairs.
Mm,
You
well,
have an inn room
you're
without stairs?
Gonna float up the stairs, darling. Care says as he just sort of scoops you up. Go up the stairs.
Bye,
Up,
everyone.
up, climbing up the stairs.
That was certainly an unusual experience, and yet not so unusual compared to our previous moments.
Yes, Louis, well, you missed all the fun ones.
It is very in line
Oh,
with
that's a
everything
common
about-
thing with you.
Not that specifically, so far as I can tell.
Is there any other weirdness I should really know about? Or is it all going to be surprises?
Is it not
We-
more fun to experience it as a surprise?
We live on surprises, Louis. Well,
To be perfectly fair, most of us, I think, are rolling on surprises. All of it, we are just very good at rolling with it by this point.
Carrick.
All insane.
Dingus has
Yes.
picked up the little jug of honey by its handle and is carrying it upstairs, but of course it's like tilted over.
And
It's
also
hanging,
bringing
so
it
it's
one stair at a time.
so it's dribbling.
going
It's
to-
dribbling honey as
I'm
it's
going
being.
to rush over there and pick both up
Yeet.
and start carrying him up and kind of gently get it away from him so I can hold it upright.
I'm a dragon and a lord.
That's why I am carrying him. I'm not packing him. I am carrying him. Like the regal thing.
Jack will
he is.
just, from where he's sitting, he will hold out the tome that Telegram started to read and just one hand quickly motion over and for all the honey.
Oh, doing patch at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says he's reading the book, just 10 feet, 10 feet, 10 feet. Stand up, walk with book, do that.
Okay. Right. So, yes,
I guess I'm resting.
you're resting.
I would like to pray to some people I know.
It's one of them
But I
dingus.
can do that quietly while I'm resting. I don't
He
actually
is a
expect any
Feylord now.
responses.
Yeah. Who are you praying to?
I am hitting up at least 4 people. Starting with Lucy, Dadriel, Zachiel, debating Yamiel. Nah, I'll bring in. I'll go for Ricky, Dad, maybe Lucy.
You sure you want Ricky? You sure you want Ricky?
Why wouldn't I want Ricky?
Okay. Right.
isn't
What-
Ricky
what do you
your
pray-
son?
No.
Rick
No, Ricky's my,
Veal, not
Ricky's my daughter.
Ricky's your daughter. Okay.
I can
No,
hear
I'll
Mummy's
say that-
voice in my head.
No, I'm
Well,
just
the
gonna
way
do
she is
kind of
exhausted.
a trio of kind of include the trio in a blanket prayer here of I may need some counsel. Raziel's identity, I think, has been revealed to some, and I'm concerned with how they will react to the demon.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll message Ricky because Ricky should know. I don't know where Ricky is. And I'm also going to do a prayer to Ilan and say, hey, I'm going through a lot right now, but Taniel's purified and okay again, I think. And you're having twins. Hope you're okay. I'm going through a lot right now. And then I'm just gonna hug my pillow. And go to sleep.
Kate's just gonna sort of pet through your hair as you're resting there.
Yeah.
Dingus now and then like having to be shuffled away as he's trying to offer you honey to make you feel better.
Yeah, because sweet always makes mommy happy. Right? Yeah.
Okay. How does everyone else want to spend their time?
I'll be in my clinic if any of you want to stop by. I'll see you this afternoon.
Louis gonna wander around town.
Jax is going to stay at the tavern and actually, if Garrick sticks around, actually hold a conversation about the fact of one of the things he took away from the conversation about the first specifically.
And try to figure out how to get Tressa back.
I'm not thinking to get Tressa back right now.
If you want to have your conversation, feel free.
Yes, I'm actually going to be sitting with the orb and copying that because I'm pretty sure I can do both at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jax will actually then look over and go. So they gained one very important piece of information from the first, beyond their end goals.
That they can be killed.
So we seem to have a very good chance of doing it.
Yes.
More or less.
Because if they're more willing to make plans that they have that hinge on, for now, us being alive, then that means that we are enough of a threat for them to consider that force is not the way to go.
Yes, other than, I guess
The physical we're going to have to deal with on... the physical we're going to deal with on either route, but I think your idea of returning Morgani to what she was has more merit than over long
time. Yes, although that last little bit does lead to okay. I'm trying to think of the best way to say what I'm thinking.
Bring you into direct conflict with the spiritual because of the bargain?
No, the whole part of the the last part about Miris doing everything to try to return power to us, kind of trying to get rid of the guilt. Would that be humane to return her for basically gonna be kind of getting rid of her at the same time? But I don't want to say that completely out loud because, staff.
Theoretically, that is... I do not think we would do well to get rid of them entirely. There are things that currently, as far as we know, are connected directly to their continued.
Yes.
For the gods, at least, and she is included amongst that, and safest route.
Yeah.
Comparatively, however, is the first are problematic. And if the only thing stopping them from going further is our existence, none of us are long lived enough to see us through to the end of the...
Yeah, and even if some of us we're not all long lived enough to. And I think after a couple of us fall, they may rethink that.
I think at the least, following through the idea to take advantage of wounds he's given physical is probably the best action because we are going to deal with it regardless.
Yes.
After that, however, I don't know.
I think we will have to cross that bridge after we deal with the first.
The other thing I was thinking of, and Jax will briefly pull out the magic melter. I think we can also use this for melting down that rock.
Oh, the big one. Probably.
At least in conjunction with the tools we have to make it more malleable.
Yeah. We just have to make sure we don't do too much because I think heating that whole thing up at once would have many problems. Although it might, heating it all up might work into the shaping it quicker, maybe.
At the very least, we can use the tools to remove bits, heat them, and then start the shaping, and then speed the process along. Because I'm not certain, but I know that the kiln that thought on making insert this might be able to speed it. I'm not sure though.
Yeah. You have to make a far larger one to work to get into getting the piece.
Well, between those people that are able to cast stone shaping, I do not think that will be.
Yeah. Well, it gave us some answers, but now we've got.
It put more options on the table, and that is honestly one of the things we needed.
Yes.
Or rather, he did not put them on the table, revealed they were on the table to be.
Yes. And we're kind of on the path to part of it. Going where we're going, we'll be close to contacting the other kingdom. That is going to be a interesting day, I think, when we get there.
I think so, yes. There are many people of Exenric who are there and as refugees and don't know when or how they are going to be able to return home.
Well, between Gifted and I, we can move some, but it may end up. Yes, it may end up just being a old caravan method. Kind of grins a little bit, and it may just be getting a group traveling back at a time. But
I know at least I would not want to move them from where they are until it is safe enough at all.
Yes.
Too much of a war zone as it is.
What was the giggle for?
I just saw something in my inventory.
Okay.
Concerned by that.
So,
how long does it actually take to finish this whole thing? By the way, because I know I've worked on it a couple times.
The rune thing.
The orb.
The orb.
the orb. Let's see. What's your total time worked on it so far?
I spent the night that we got it, and I'll be honest, I probably spent an hour here and there when we've had.
And I figured you would have spent some of the time you had free yesterday.
Yeah.
Because we got back. So.
I'd say there's about a day's left in it.
Okay, and is that at the start?
At the start of this day, yes.
Okay. And when you say a day, are you saying like a normal time awake day?
As in a 10-hour, yeah.
Okay. So I'll probably be able to get it almost done today, if not.
Yeah, if not during the rest of the downtime, for sure.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So this, your day passes by. Morning starting to give way into afternoon. I assume those of you that are out and about in town or elsewhere will start to filter back.
I just assume that he's going to come looking
The
for us at
tavern.
the tavern.
I was just saying, out of character, I forgot. Did he say where?
He did not. No.
He did not.
So.
He said
Beacon
afternoon.
Part of me is very tempted to go and read it.
You can if you want.
That would make the most sense given that is the military ground.
You're also his favorite.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
Okay.
It's getting close to afternoon to go wait by the.
Okay, you head over there.
Yeah, when he goes, Shax will go with him.
Corvus will go back to the tavern. Is Care down or is he up?
He's upstairs with Gifton.
He's upstairs.
The tavern actually has some activity now. You know, it's the bustle of people coming in. It's afternoon now. People grabbing food.
There's a lot of half-hearted conversation about breaking in some brand new sheets that Gifton cannot own up to at this point.
Gifton's like, I'm doing seductive wink. Are my eyes closing?
Care receives some Sunday.
Okay.
Just gonna burn those spell slots, aren't you?
I don't want to disturb you if Gifton's asleep upstairs, but if you can make yourself available, do you mind coming down?
What for? I'd rather keep an eye on her, but if you desperately need me.
Does he not understand how sending works?
Yeah.
He does. He's just a dick.
I just have some things for her, that was all.
It's fine. It's not his wife's spell slots.
Let's see. Honey, it's nearly afternoon. Do you want to get up, or should we leave you here?
Yeah, I should get up.
Sure, I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell them that you're too tired.
How about I get myself ready, and I'll meet you downstairs.
I hate you.
I don't know if I like the idea of you trying to walk downstairs yourself.
What if
Dingus?
Dingus carries me downstairs?
Yes, Dingus. Make sure that Mummy takes her ring off and that you carry her downstairs, okay? Meet me. Okay. Right, no going downstairs without Dingus.
Mm-hmm.
Promise me.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a promise. That's a mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I guess I'll just have to stay here.
I promise
That?
I won't go down the stairs without Dingus.
Carrying you.
It's like he knows his wife.
I know very well you've been spending time in the Fae. Wild.
I won't go down the stairs without Dingus carrying me.
Okay. And he's going to lean over and kiss your forehead. I'll hold you to that. Right, I'll see you downstairs.
Mm-hmm. As soon as he goes through the doorway, he did say down the stairs, right? What if we go over the railing?
Meep.
Right, well, I'm gonna get ready.
Okay.
Stop turning Dingus into the responsible adult.
Corvus comes downstairs, sort of glancing about, spots you amongst everything going on down here, and comes on over. Alright, what's up, Corvus?
There's just some things I was rummaging around my stocks. Figured no one ever stops by because I'm the creepy doctor, so might as well make a house call.
I figure it's because half of the population of this village is men made of metal.
That too. Some herbs for upset stomach, herbs and poultice for aches. These are a little bit stronger. Sleeping potions. Use them solemnly. Don't
Solemnly?
do a lot. Solemnly.
Seldomly?
Seldomly. Thanks you.
I was just wondering if I was supposed to be all morose while doing it.
No. And just if her appetite doesn't improve, do let me know though as well.
Sure. Okay.
Problem is that that's an issue. I can't give her some things because Fae reactions to things. Sorry.
You can say iron.
Iron.
Oh no, the word, it burns me, Corvus.
You know what I mean.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
This is a lot of stuff.
Well, again, I have a lot of stuff that's just going to sit and rot if I don't try to.
Surprised I didn't get a prenatal kit.
Well, that's kind of what he hodgepodge as well. And stuff for, I mean, you've already gone through this, but twins, so here.
I have her chew this root 3 times a day.
You know the drill, you know the spiel, so just wanted to see that everything's good on your end for your stocks.
Right, thank you, Corvus. Gifton, you get yourself ready. Dingus like hovering nearby as if to offer support at any moment. You're gonna let him carry you down?
I'm gonna take my ring off.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna turn into a pseudo dragon and look at him.
He tilts his head side to side as if trying to figure out how he picks you up now. Meep.
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 Oh, that's gonna
Just
take a while.
Head flop on
we're losing a
ground.
while on this. Meep.
Okay.
I have blue screened Dingus.
Yeah, you really have. His little gears have just ground to a halt. Every now and then, like, he tries to mouth on your neck as if trying to find purchase, but you're clearly too big to actually heft up.
I'll eventually turn back into normal.
And in that case, he will pick you up by the back of your clothes, and it probably would have been better if he obeyed the spirit of like carrying you downstairs rather than the literal thing of he is thumping down the stairs, which is going to jar you in his grasp. It would have been far smoother to just like fly over the banister.
Dingus, no, bouncing
Hop.
too much.
Hop.
Don't like it.
Hop.
Bounce out.
Hop.
Oh, I could get sick.
Bleh. Oh no, he's gonna lick you clean. He just puts you down on the step briefly. Lap.
No, I just got barf breath.
Yep. And then he's
Can
gonna
I just get in the saddle?
bump.
No.
No.
He is dutiful. He is going to carry you over to the bar top and plonk you down in front of Karen Corvus, and then like have that look of I did good.
So, who's up and about?
Oh no! What happened?
You look okay.
Dingus hopped down the steps one at a time.
Dingus, no. Beep. You could have flown down. Beep, 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 as he starts to explain just what he was told to do.
I was being good because she was trying to get out of being good.
Yeah.
Do this, Gifton. It will help your sickness.
No, look at
You're
the
given a
bottles that are bigger than me.
gigantic piece of bark.
She is a druid. They love eating wood
I
tree,
can
right?
plant that later for you.
It's not for planting, it's for use. I have too
I
much of
wonder
it.
if I cast regeneration, would that make
Oh
it
my
tree?
God.
At the little teleport circle compound thing, the gates are going to open up, and out, accompanied by his aide and what looks like to be 2 guards, steps Stenhouse, who his brow is furrowed. He does not look as jovial as he typically does. He sort of steps up short as he sees you waiting for him, Jackson and Carrick, and just sort of nods and goes, good. Have all of you gathered?
Yes, the others should be back at the tavern right now.
Tavern, right. You've got a quiet room there, I assume.
Yes.
Right then. The 2 of you can stay here. Really, I don't need a guard. And the 2 soldiers with him sort of glance at each other and go, "Sir, we're supposed to accompany you." "I don't care. Stay here." "Yes, sir." And he starts following along with you. Just his scribe trailing.
Gonna take him over to the tavern with character.
What's that?
I still haven't named it. Like, actually named it.
The tavern.
The tavern.
The tavern.
It's the only one in town. You can go to the
Yes.
tavern.
No, I have to get a real name.
Yeah, but eventually there'll be other taverns, and it's important to have a name.
Yes.
Call it the Dragon's
No,
Breath.
then they
Tavern.
become the other tavern, the third tavern.
The Dragon's Breath.
And the
It's
crappy
a dragon
tavern.
with bad breath on the sign.
No, because the thing gives bad breath. That's why it has to be very carefully chosen. It has a name. The player just hasn't picked it yet.
No, Carrick actually hasn't picked the name yet. There's a blank sign out front. Everybody keeps going, it's just the tavern, and he fusses about it. They keep catching him out front, like chewing on his nails, staring at the sign, going, it's right there.
I called it the good for what ails ya. Ale.
No.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me to call it the Red and Coppers.
No, it's become a thing where now it is just called the tavern.
That's what everyone calls it in town, at the very least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Carrick
make me
keeps
call
going,
it the
but
Red and Coppers.
Name.
There is the temptation there, and there's the threat.
Archie has more than once gotten someone in town to hang a sign that just says the tavern. They got in trouble for it.
Oh. You're a copper dragon, right? Yeah.
Yes.
You need to have like a pair of like heavy copper, knockers on the front, and just call it the copper knockers.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Anyway, you lead Stenhouse and his squire back, and
We should probably let them know before they get here that you aren't feeling sense.
too late. They walk in.
Fine.
Oh, never
I'm
mind.
completely fine, Corvus, and I appreciate your input.
Yeah, past that house.
Here.
I can't see.
Alyssa,
There's
sit down,
people
get
in
yourself
the
something
way.
to eat. I'm going to do this privately. Yes, sir. And Scribe, causes less of a fuss. She actually just goes over and sits down at a table.
Hello.
I'm gonna
She's
whatever
probably a little more used to him going,
Mhm.
please leave the room.
whatever first of my staff I catch him. We're gonna take the
Where's Louis Soir?
All right. So
Wait,
Louis
I'm
was
gonna-
just kind of
myself here
in the
real
tavern somewhere.
yeah. We're gonna go take the.
Where's the big lion?
there's that.
Right over
Right
there.
over Corvus.
Let me scroll,
Oh.
see how much damage that is.
No.
Second. Okay, so
2d8, I believe.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
I'm gonna misty step down and put my ring on.
Okay, Gifton,
And there's
that
a-
hurts
Ow!
severely.
Ow!
Gifton! Oh my god.
Gifton, Kare's actually going to, as you put your ring on and come up tight, he's going to cross his arms and look sternly at you. Really?
Oh,
not doing that.
sorry. It's D10 per level.
Oh, let me do that
Wait,
again.
is
Sorry.
that-
2d10 then.
Oh no, you've already done a long rest. You don't take damage.
Oh. Well,
Oh.
6 damage.
There you go. Then.
Yeah, it's the strength that
the
doesn't
thing.
come back
Subsists,
until
yeah.
you rest. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, oh, I'm hurting myself.
Okay. We're gonna take the private room down here for a little bit.
Wobble.
Please make sure nobody disturbs us.
Claire just nods and goes, of course, my lord.
Thank you.
I'm gonna. Come on, Dingus.
Dingus.
I don't care.
Dingus will hop up on Care. He seems to be worried about putting weight on you, but he just climb over Care's shoulders so he can be close to you.
Mm-hmm.
You all head in there. I will grab a couple bottles and some water and a quick snack so that we can take care of stuff in there. And I will meet you in the room.
Why don't you just come in and we not do all that?
Can we get this done, please?
Yes. Okay. And head on in.
And you will filter into one of the back rooms, closing the door behind you. Do you have chairs in here, or is it just a...
It's got a table and chairs in it. It's designed for people who want a private conversation.
Meeting hall
Yeah.
type.
Stenhouse sort of gestures for you all to sit down, as if, hey, I am taking charge of this place,
Yeah,
more out of
I'm
habit than anything.
gonna Find a seat.
And he actually paces back and forth, hands clasped behind his back for a moment. Brow stormy, furrowed. You You all know why you're here?
I'm fairly certain you have a good guess.
Yes.
Where is he?
He's at home right now.
Okay.
And he's actually going to exhale a bit and pull out a chair and sit down. And doesn't keep himself straight and properly, just sort of leans forward onto the table. You've all known for, well, as long as I've known you.
No.
The original
known
group of
him.
us, yes.
Longer
Yes.
ish.
I think in my case, my answer is the same as Dola's, actually.
Remember when we started cackling about the fact that you called him James? That was really funny.
Yes.
Yes.
The
it
name
was
he gave
just-
us is not his name.
Yeah.
But it's also his name in a way. It's weird.
It is the name of the person he is.
You realize what a bad spot this puts me in.
Your whole political and military system is based off of a man who has lied to you for a long time.
I wouldn't put it that far. It's not like he's in control of our entire government, but having a man in his position that has quite blatantly lied about who he is and what his intentions are, yes.
It is not quite unlike the nobility that you have already.
I'm sorry.
That's a thought, but not incorrect.
I will say he has always thought very fondly of Barras, and I think he thinks of himself as Barassian. I mean, hell, he's lived a life here. You can't you can't fake what he did. He did live that life. He was working that job. He was with people. He loves people. He's so upset with the idea of what everyone's going to think when they find out, because not just because it's this power and manipulation and bullshit that he genuinely likes.
I believe you. I believe him. It doesn't change the circumstance.
I asked him to leave it a while back, and I think he was gonna miss all of you all so much, and he didn't want to leave you in the lurch. He just wanted to keep trying, and it was so dangerous for him to be there.
When I asked him, because this is what mattered to me, I don't care if he's lied about who he is. As Dante so aptly put, he wouldn't be the first one. What matters to me is his intentions towards my kingdom. I love Harassed. I would give my life for it, and I would not see it in danger. When I asked him to tell me that he'd never worked against it, never considered any ill action towards it, he couldn't answer me.
He didn't want to.
He told me he wouldn't lie.
Yeah.
He would have hurt Barras to save what he could of it.
That was never his decision to make.
Hell,
You're not incorrect.
it's what he's been stuck believing it is for a very long time, that it's his decision to make to try to save everybody else and to do it alone, because every time he's tried to trust anybody, they've tried to kill him.
Now,
And
he tells me
change that.
that he's an angel, or he was, and yet he can't offer me any proof of the fact, and the name he gave me is definitely referenced in many texts.
If I could give you proof, would that help?
I would very much like that. It is a little easier to stomach an angelic being than a demon.
All right. I am going to nod and oh, he also told you about the Fae, I'm assuming, that got tipped.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about
Parsifal
that.
told me more of that, but
All right. Oh, I'm gonna hit up on a prayer channel. I'm opening up a party chat.
Alright.
I need proof from somebody that Raziel is not just a demon that has always been plaguing the world. I could use help. I'm hoping for Lucy, Yamiel, Dadriel. I already tried Rick Beal and didn't get shit from him earlier. He's probably in a weird state. I will try Taniel, because she might be able to hear prayers. I have no fucking clue, and I'm trying for Papa fucking Illen.
Not Hea?
I'd be
Okay.
mildly
Hea?
afraid to reach out to Lucy
I
just
need-
because I'd expect you'd
no,
be instinctually ready to fuck with them anyways.
No, I mean Lucy is attractive, but no, I'm just Lucy. I don't know. I was impressed with Lucy in Pasaha, so I'm including Lucy and I'm including Papa Illen. I am going. I need help convincing. I need somebody who can help me.
Are you including Hea?
I want to include Hea, but she looks like a motherfucking demon.
It is a point.
I also need somebody who would be credible to Barast.
And you did say Dadriel, right? I didn't.
Yeah, she's Dadriel.
They might actually have text somewhere about Hea.
yes,
No,
saying
but
that she's a
they're all-
demon.
She's saying she's
Yeah.
a demon. There's
Yeah, 'cause
years
there's
and
that
years
whole
of bad
thing about
shit.
that.
Like there's a whole
Yeah.
crusade.
There's
for
bad
Rast
juju with her, and
Like,
she
I
has
would pull-
fucking horns.
I would pull Hea for any other reason, and she'd understand why I'm leaving her out. I believe she loves me
Well,
enough to understand.
You
So,
But
yeah, I'm
she's
gonna-
sad too.
Yeah, but I'm pulling Papa Illen too.
within moments of you sort of closing your eyes, putting your hands together, there
And I
is
start clapping.
there is a fluttering of wings.
Oh, Zachiel was in there too. So yeah, Yami, Zachiel. I'm not really being picky.
Which L's are we calling?
Bro, we're not
All the
calling a
L's.
certain one that is a demon now, hopefully.
The rest of
Turiel
you,
didn't get called.
you see Lucifer appear. Within moments, Dadriel is in the room as well.
Mhm.
And then, without any particular fluttering or any sound at all, just opening the door and stepping in is the sort of old, tired-looking face of Illen.
Wow. Got everybody. Well, 3 everybody's not everybody.
Well, 3's pretty good.
And he just looks over at you, Gifton, and goes, "No, Sakiel, just me."
I think you're going to give this good general a heart attack, Gifton.
Thomas, for his credit, while there's a little bit of a widening of eyes, he does not jump, he does not react in any particularly extravagant way.
I'm gonna smile over at Dadriel Lucifer and go, "Brothers, you made it." And I'm looking for Illen and Jesus be like, "Oh, I'm so thankful you could come. Great force, Father."
I told you I'd come, and you called.
Gentle, very straight face. After go. You have the choice of 2 angels and a god for your proof.
Angels, perhaps,
too.
but and he's going to look at over in Illen briefly, and Illen just lets out a soft sigh before fixing his eyes on Stenhouse, and simply says, "Know who I am. Know it as the truth in your heart." And Stenhouse freezes up briefly. You see his face pale a little bit. Oh.
Welcome to our world.
Handheld.exe
I'm gonna
has
get out of my chair and I'm kind of
responding.
stumbling over to give Illen a hug because I'm just really happy.
As we said, 2 angels and a god.
And
You're doing really well.
It is good to see you again.
Illen will sort of gently embrace you with one arm, Gifton, before Fallon this one bit and going, "You're weak."
Yeah, that Teniel's back.
Cast some very powerful magic.
It won't do. And he's just going to sort of gently lay a hand on you, just on your chest. And you feel a sort of nice warmth flow into you. And yes, your weakness is gone.
Oh, my hug on him tightens. You're always watching out for me. We're working on Oberon next.
And you're doing far more than I've been able to do.
You've been doing a great job. Don't beat yourself up.
We're here for Raziel. Lucifer sort of speaks up.
Yes.
What are we doing? Vouching for him, how good a man he is.
No, I just need you to vouch that he was more recently a demon than the
demon?
great act he's been, or recently more.
An angel.
He was.
We don't have him. Our
His
false,
fall
but
was
he's
more
not
recent.
Actually, a demon.
His fall was recent, not.
Dedriel actually crosses his arms, looking over at Stenhouse and going, he was always a kind man. I've known him for a long, long time. And Lucifer, who's actually just pulling out a chair himself, sitting down rather casually, leans on the table and just goes, yes, my brother, while he may do some things that are a little unsavory, it's always at the behest of my father. And he wouldn't want to hurt anybody himself. If he tells you that he loves this place, it's true. He's not a very good liar. Well, maybe better than most here, but as far as I'm concerned, not very good.
That's actually very high praise. Thank you, Lucifer.
Lucifer just shrugs a little bit and then goes, I don't know him personally, but I have heard what he has been up to, and I can say that he has only acted in the best interests of your kind. So, not a demon, then. Lucifer laughs a little bit and goes, oh, on the fast track to becoming one, but not for most of his existence, no. Supposed to be, but he hasn't been.
He was supposed to be punished because he couldn't bear to let the angel Titania used to be fall when everything happened. He wouldn't leave her side. Gifted frowns. When everything was falling, he held on to her.
He is the most annoyingly self-sacrificing being you will ever meet.
He really is, isn't he?
There's Lucifer, I'm guessing.
Yep. Every moment of his existence I've known him, he has put something else before him. And I suppose that is why people love him. He's not blameless, but he is... There's a reason that she cares for him so. And I am sure that you know in your heart of hearts that she would not love somebody that was evil. And Stenhouse looks over at you, Gifted, and it's out a soft sigh. Right, well...
I don't actually believe in true evil. I just think that people have different motivations sometimes.
True evil very much exists. Lucifer's a smile, and Dadriel's actually glaring at him a little bit.
I mean, we have one example.
And Marcus, can you please stop banging whatever it is?
Oh, sorry.
It's getting really loud. Yes, it's giving Lucifer a really quizzical look. Like I'm not sure because he seems to act different every time I'm around him. And just go well. Anyway, is that enough, Judge, for what you needed? I don't want to take up their time.
Yes, my lordship. He says, as if he's not entirely sure how to address a couple of archangels and a god. And Ilan just shakes his head a little bit and goes, listen to the people in this room. You'll... oh, my blessings on you. And he's very going to awkwardly depart from the room, actually walking out of it.
Thank you, Ilan.
Most welcome. And he closes the door behind him for Dadriel just looks at Stenhouse solidly and goes, I count Raziel as a brother, both in arms, intent, and whatever else matters. I would not see harm come to him. Is that good? And he's looking at you, Gift.
Go for it, put a hand on your shoulder. I had to reach up because Dad was a motherfucking Goliath, so he's a big effing angel, and just
He's a big boy.
That's more than enough. Maybe, yeah, that's great. I wish Raz would have heard you say it.
Mr. Gigantic Softy.
Did he let you know about Tanny?
Yes. I got a prayer.
Well,
You tell me when I can come see her.
oh, when I go back in, why don't you come with?
Make sure she's prepared. I know there's a lot of things going on.
Do you think you can hear me in there?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out.
Yes, we'll figure that out.
Should talk to a unicorn.
And he's actually going to reach down and hug you tightly, lifting you from your feet.
Ah! Oh, I'm hugging back so tight.
Right. Call me again if you need me, little sister.
Twins.
And you see a bright smile crossing his face. Absolutely overjoyed as he sets you down.
Okay.
Don't upset her, he says once again to Stenhouse, flaring his wings out before with a flutter he's gone. Was that a threat?
Church will just call me
Probably as close as he gets to one.
and Church will call me
I'm
Luca.
gonna go over without any warning. Just go hug Lucifer.
Familiar. There. And he's going to pat you on the back. Am I supposed to make some grand statement and vanish off into the night? I mean, I was welcomed here.
No, you can stay. I want you to stay.
Marvelous. I can't wait to see the decision made.
Okay. I'm gonna sit down in a chair next to him. I'm excited to see Lucifer. Hell yeah.
Now, I will say, I love my brother, but I don't like him. So whatever you decide, find no threat from me. Okay.
Reminds me of my brother.
Sorry to put you through all that Stenhouse.
Can I ask for Stenhouse's sake? Because I'm sure he has his own needs for his country and for what systems that he runs. But if something were to happen, would there be any recourse from the heavens?
Well, for me, my father's host, the ones who have claim to Raziel, no. He's already been dropped.
Tarnstead.
Yes. From Adriel, from her, and he's actually going to point beside him at Gifton. Well, they're rogue agents. Now,
Yeah, we're kinda
you
like
seem to
rebel
have an
forces.
effect on Ilyn. I'm sure that he'd do something if you asked. Curious that. But officially, no. No response. What you do with a demon is up to you.
I can't speak for my goddess, but she really likes Raziel. So
Oh, that's another point, yes.
Yeah.
The young god over
would be
there.
Really
She-
upset.
She can throw a tantrum, I have heard.
I've also given that.
I believe you were actually
Arthur's daughter.
present.
Indeed.
Well,
And there is a great big fixed smile on his face as if this is very funny. But go ahead and give me an insight check, everybody.
Yeah, I only rolled 11. Wow.
Oh,
I did horribly.
You rolled a 5.
Gifton and Corvus.
Yeah, I did horribly.
If I fail, I can re-roll.
You,
But someone knows, so I'm not going to.
you are. I mean, you can if you want. You need a 30.
Yeah, sure.
I can't
We'll
have
British
30 anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it.
Well, British sorcery point to re-roll it. Actually, let me hit my button because I don't know if I roll one or if I roll both. This is actually a curiosity. How does it say it? Okay, just one. So just rolling it once.
Yeah.
Nope.
You rolled worse.
Right. Okay.
You're like sure
yeah.
about what we thought.
Gifton Corvus. My God, this man has a good mask. Like, this is a liar through and through. You can tell. But you see that little crack. Something here hits a bit too hard, a bit too hurtful. And there is just a little twitching at the corner of his eyes, that hurt and sadness thinking about that event.
If I remember right, you were probably the kindest voice in the room when that happened. And I look over at Stenhouse. Anyway, but Hea was very attached to Raziel, and she's not a bad person. Probably should have had that vouched from Ilan too, but I can tell you that he'd vouch that he has regrets about that. So
It's
yeah,
more than
The
enough.
way she was talked about in the works, Burrow.
yeah.
That's more than enough.
You know they had her imprisoned under Barast, right?
You mentioned something of that fact.
Yeah.
There's a hotel behind
This has
that.
been a difficult night. Not
Oh,
only
you been up all night?
how could I sleep?
You should have just come earlier. I mean, I guess you probably had to talk and read and
Yes. So, believe me when I say I have wanted to hear much of this. I had a difficult time thinking that he would be a bad person. I feel like I know him. Really do.
I think you do.
Even with the deception. I just needed to be sure. However, if I am in a position where I can't keep this secret, you understand. Not while he is in such a powerful position.
Yes.
But if he were to leave said position, then I suppose there would be no need to bring it to light.
You need him to step down.
He just nods sadly.
To what effect? Would he need to resign in disgrace, or?
I think it could be honorably discharged. He's done a lot of work for this country. It will cause some whispers in the courts, I'm very sure. It'll be an unusual event. But I don't really see another course.
Can I?
That makes more sense.
We talked to him before, Gifton, more than once. I believe there was some times that we may have mentioned that he could leave his position. And
I desperately tried to lie anything I could to encourage him to leave, and everyone kept trying to go, no, Gifton, you don't need to have an archangel defending your family. And I just wanted him out.
I don't think he wants out, Gifton.
Stenhouse
think-
actually nods and goes, it felt very much like to me that he wanted to be punished.
But I'm afraid. I don't know how this works because I am not one of faith to understand that. But if he's holding on to
I look
something,
over at you and go, you're talking to a fae here. I have no idea about this whole forbidden and punished
this
thing
is
either.
this is.
I
this
look
is
over to Lucifer. Can you
this
pipe
is-
in?
This is to everyone in this room
Okay.
because we all have the same worries and concerns about him. If he loses the thing that he is holding on to, the last thing he is holding on to, would that be his end? And he looks at Lucifer.
Lucifer, who is just sort of twiddling with his own hair a bit, as if he was distracted from the conversation, just sort of glances out and goes, oh, what, becoming a demon?
Yes.
Entirely possible. Not unless he finds something else to sort of fill his mind. I know a sense of worthlessness is a very good path to down.
Exactly.
We could take him with us to Hexenreich.
He's a very capable mage, Stenhouse says.
He is an incredibly. He saved my bacon more than once. Also, I desperately need his help with the building project here in town. Gifton's kind of shifty eyeing. I wanted to make a academy for the arts. I put in a thing for that. I was thinking we could.
Can you give him the commission of the airship?
You want me to give him the airship? I can do that. But I mean,
That must be.
that's a very hollow thing for him compared to what he was doing. As it is, I mean, he's never wanted to be an adventurer. He's more than capable, but
Can I suggest something about my brother?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Don't try and placate him. He will see right through that. But do offer him a distraction. Even if he's aware that that's what it is. It can still be healthy. And you said an Academy of Arts?
Yeah, I was thinking that, it'd be nice if we had some place for writers and actors and musicians and stuff.
I know
to
it
get
might
training in
seem
town.
like it, based on what he's been doing for, quite a long time now, but
He's a muse. He was a muse of all that stuff.
he
at one
was a
point.
very good one.
Yeah.
It does explain him mentioning you looking for writers last night.
Yeah, I was kind of out of it, but I got a hold of Kara like 4 or 5 days ago, whatever it was when we were in and out of the Fae, about that, and we were putting the funds together for it. And I mean, I could get the building together quick if we get the thing, but I don't know how to find teachers. I don't know how to find, how would you even scout for students or any of that, and I don't know. I don't know how to act, and I don't know how to write. I just think it'd be nice if we're,
Well, the finding students is the easy part.
I could help, Lucifer says, just sort of tapping his chin.
Good.
What do you think I am?
Kind of amazing.
Well,
And a bit
obviously, very.
Uh-huh.
But I come from the same school, you could say, as my brother.
Are you both muses then?
I'm a little better than that, but yes, we both talk to artists. We both
I always
inspire.
figured you were probably she's Marissa's prime. I kind of glanced at him.
Yes, that's what is told.
But wouldn't the prime have been something before?
No, that's not how it works. The prime is the one that's basically like
Eternal
Oh,
there
yeah.
at the right hand of my father. Doesn't mean he needs me often or much at all.
well, I can understand that. I'm gonna flash the badge at him. I don't even have one that needs me at all.
Two.
Don't you have say two, and they need you all the time?
Shit, you.
He smiles at you.
Yeah. So some people aren't good at keeping that quiet either, and neither am I. Hi, I'm having twin gods. How
I know.
are you doing?
I hope you put in a good word.
Oh, I will.
House.
Are you gonna come visit and meet the other kids at some point?
Hang on a second. Twin gods.
Yeah, I'm having well, you don't
This is
realize
very
there's
complicated.
So it turns out that my dear family killed a god in another life, I suppose you could say. And, well, she's bringing it back twofold.
not entirely just. I think it might have a little bit of Illin in it.
Does explain why he's so infested.
Anyway, having kids. But you would help with Raz with that. He might consider
Well,
that a bit of
the
a
best
punishment,
way
but it might be good.
for a school of arts to attract students is for word of mouth to get about, no?
Mm-hmm.
And what's better than that than, say, bards? Someone that came to visit, see what you're doing. I'm sure you've got no small amount of would-be students in this town, what with, that whole, what's Lardicillian? Is that what the term would be?
Lalin is what Raz
Lalin.
usually calls us.
What with the whole Lalin inclination to music,
Mhm.
and if I'm to be believing the news that gets back to us, I think a lot of these metal men are so inclined.
A bit, yeah.
But I am sure a school of metal men learning music and all that jazz would cause quite the impression on a visiting bard. Maybe one of quite some renown.
Gibson's gonna smile at him. I love how your mind thinks.
That's nice to hear.
So maybe we'll pitch that. Like I said, I can slam together a building pretty quick. Well, at least if it's made of stone. Ugh. And we could get the Fae to help too, maybe. I don't know. That's probably actually no, that we should keep us as far away from it as possible.
Louis is
Like-
actually going to bring up something. Building of stone in this town. Wouldn't you be better off getting the original architect back?
A lot of the buildings are made of stone. My building's made of stone.
She's the architect.
Out of
Like-
character, I thought the foundations were just stone.
I had some I built out of stone.
Yeah, she did a lot of stone shaping.
I did a lot of stone shaping. Cassie could only build like the library in her own place.
The
The library was huge.
the wooden
because the wood
interior
cost was
stuff.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cassie didn't do every building in town. But no, she's well, I did a lot of the stone shaping and stuff because I could do that. But I mean, it'd be nice to get some carpenters and stuff in, of course, because everything should have carvings and be look nice. But I mean, just get something started up would be good. And,
This part's boring. I'll put some words into a few ears, and hopefully you'll have something ready by the time they arrive.
Okay. And Lucy, it's good to see you again.
It's always a pleasure to see me, of course.
You can always come by.
No, I don't think you want my attention too much.
I think you're too hard on yourself.
No, just everyone else's. Thank you, my
No.
dear brother, for that.
I frown.
Right, well then. And he's going to sort of scoot his chair back. Oh, this was fun. I think we have shaken some poor man's idea of faith and the existence of the gods up. And he's going to sort of pat Thomas's shoulder. You'll have a lovely day.
Bye.
And with a flap, he is gone.
I have a really strange relationship with Lucifer.
Yes, slightly.
I think I need to retire myself soon. Ugh.
Mhm. Well, I thought you were actually retiring.
Sooner.
I think he's hoping
Well,
for it.
if James is going to be retired out, there's some things we need to go over Stenhouse. The first dragons are coming and one of them's landing in Barras, and we've been trying to make plans of how we're going to distract it away and evacuate an entire city. And we were doing that entirely through James.
You all have the best of intentions. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we don't want Dulvewood to get turned into a crater. That would be the best of intentions.
There's a second Corvus running around.
Yeah, there's another Corvus. But here we already know that from the thing for the Corvus with the library on fire. The Fae, I've worked on purifying one of them. They're back to being kind of an angel, but they're also kind of a Fae. But they're way more sane than they were. I'm working on Oberon next, but I'm getting their permission to have them help in the all-out assault against the first dragons in the defense of Barras and Oran.
And the world.
That was kind of what we were doing in the Fae.
Why was the full boy keeping a secret?
Because I think that for one, we wanted to do it the one way, and the other thing is there is a massive armory inside the Fae that the gods previously trusted to Lalasil, the goddess that they killed, and it apparently has like god tier weapons in it that could be used to fight the gods and things like that. And I think he might not have really trusted Barras knowing about a whole vault full of god weapons.
I don't think he trusted anyone knowing that, quite frankly.
Yeah. Mm.
You want to know what's funny?
What?
You want to know how many times in the history of Barastan, well, even Noran, and I'm sure many other places, kingdoms have fallen, been overthrown, and all that sort of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so many times.
Yes.
You know what tends to be the prime thing that does it?
Lies?
No. He's just sort of waves his finger at all of you. Adventurers.
Oh, so it would have looked really bad for you to see us go get a whole bunch of those things.
Your kind has a tendency to surpass power.
Well, I have no interest in it other than defending Barast.
I believe you.
But I would do harm to Barast to save Barast if I had to. And I don't think that makes me a good person. So Barast's success in the end is my greatest love and happiness. I want to see everybody succeed. But Hea is a friend on another continent. It would be good if we could get people to not be so hateful of her and her church.
Well, people.
I'm afraid that is a little beyond my capability. I'm a general.
I know, but
that is
just keeping you on the same page with the rest of us.
That's something General Roselle also was working on.
The defense of Barast, however, the threat posed by his first, that is something I can assist with. I'm going to turn this into an official matter.
Good. We have reason to believe that the Kingdom of the Dead has a lot of the answers that we need. And we have ideas of weapons that we can develop to use against them. So they are extremely dangerous. I was actually almost thinking if we lured them into the Fae, if they were like angels, they might be easier to kill there. Did you know if you lure an angel into the Fae, they lose all their powers? You can kill them really easy?
Miss Greysteel, this is... I have been forced to confront my concepts of faith. I don't want to start thinking about how you kill an angel. That is for the boys down in R&D. I don't know.
Let us not tell this to the boys in R&D.
Well, I mean, is the first dragon really an angel? That's a problem for the guys in R&D.
No, I think.
Do you have any idea of how to handle them?
No.
Well, we have an idea of how we're gonna make weapons. We had an idea how to lure them someplace. We still got to get that thing from Harkout.
Lord Harkout.
Yeah, Lord Harkout had a series of magical artifacts he was going to move to Dulvwood that we believe, from what we've ascertained, is the target, and the target was those artifacts. So we were going to get those artifacts from him and try moving them someplace else, so it's not in a populated area, but we were still thinking we'd just evacuate Dulvwood just in case it doesn't lure them away, because it's better to keep Dulvwood safe than... By the way, we have an exact date when the dragon's coming. Do you want that?
Please? Yes?
Okay, cool. It is... the 22nd of Ursentil.
22nd or 7th? What did you say?
Second. 22nd
Second.
of Ursentil.
He's actually pulling out what looks like to be a small pocket book.
Yeah, the 22nd of Ursentil.
Oh crap! That's my daughter's birthday.
The physical dragon will land in Dulvwood and destroy
Excuse me,
everything.
the physical dragon.
Yes, there's the physical, the mental. There's a lot of them, sir. You're gonna need to do some research on the first dragons.
I don't know how much.
There are aspects from Morgana.
No, what I'm
We
going
made
to need to do
we
is
made
I'm going
contact
to
with the
leave my
spiritual-
aide here, and you are going to have her note down everything you know.
Okay.
And I mean everything.
Uh-huh.
Since you're here and seeming that you may have an answer for it, is there an area that is desolate and isolated, a proving ground that the military has used for maybe a place where this first dragon can land?
I mean, desolate, I wouldn't say that. We're a lush and fertile country. It's wonderful, but
I mean, honestly, the biggest
south?
place we could probably take would be No, the south is where the Goliaths and the wild people
yes, I
live.
don't mean to do it, but that's the closest to what you're asking for.
Why don't we just drag it into
The mountains?
top half, take it to the top half of Noran where it's glassed?
No. You don't go there.
Like I said,
No,
why don't
you
we could just,
don't.
we could just try to lure it into the Fae. If we lure it into the Fae can handle it.
As long
Like,
as the first
they could
dragons operate in the same manner
recuperate.
that the
Angels.
Whoa,
Do you remember
this is
we
getting
already-
beyond.
I don't mean the angel. I don't mean that like the Fae can handle it and the Fae can defeat it by themselves. I mean like the Fae could weather it probably better than most populated areas.
Just remember, we know they're more than what an angel is. We know they can affect the celestial order, like the gods can.
Yeah, but we're not.
We also don't know if
order
whatever
anymore.
the first dragon is attracted to, it will even recognize it in the Fae.
What are you using to attract this?
like
Some
I said,
artifacts that Lord Harkount had.
A physical
artifacts.
object.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could. Do you have a map of the borders?
Oh, we could take it over the ocean.
A possibility. There's either that or luring it somewhere with a physical border with the Feywild and actually, running in.
Like Southwest Time.
Have it chase.
I know where Southwest Time's borders are.
I can also
we
give
threw
you a
iron
map of
everywhere.
some of the known borders.
That would help. That would really help.
maybe I guess that still makes it sound we're not going to be near a town.
There's, this will sound callous, but there is also the Great Forest. There's little in the way of civilization there beyond some Knoll tribes, and
The gnolls and the trolls are still people, though.
I suppose.
We may have to start up the idea we're not going to be able to save everyone, so you start being what we are.
I know, but this is the problem that we get cranky at Raziel and stuff like that when he does this kind of thing. I mean, it's fair all the way around, right? It's at what point do we accept the losses? It's hard.
That is how military work goes.
I hope you do not think me a bad man, but I would put the citizens of this nation first.
No, I wouldn't think you're bad. I think you have a clear motivation, which is you're trying to protect the
You're
people you
doing
love.
what is
I do have one
what
other
you are
concern
meant
if
to
you're
be
going to
doing.
be if you're turning this into an official military matter.
Mhm.
I'm currently working as a private citizen of a different nation and a current refugee, and Mr. Louis over there is working much the same currently.
I'm a free agent on assignment.
You have been around long enough, Jackson, that I can see about getting you, immigration papers properly.
Mm.
At this point, I think it is, forgive me for saying this, it is easy to say that Hexenreich is non-existent as a nation.
Mm.
It gives you
I'm
some,
hoping to be able to fix that eventually, but
it at least gives you some good grounding for us to get you recognized properly. You, Louis, are a little trickier. You are still technically an Oran citizen. And, it's a little difficult.
I'm not worried about it. I have a home already.
Parsival, How's he doing with all of this?
Angry. Came to talk
Understandable.
last night. Raziel. James wanted him there, and so far Parcel has said he will wait on my word. Hoping I can convince him not to cause any stir within the courts. Butting heads with that side is never fun. I
Sounded
know I
like,
may seem like a bumbling old man, but I have power.
I don't think you're a bumbling old
Never
man,
been.
sir.
Is that?
Sounded like from what Joshua said to us that he is willing to hold his tongue as long as Raziel told the was necessary. That would
I'm hoping he comes around. He is a good man, but he raised that boy, and I think he's hurt.
I think he hopefully will come to realize that this doesn't take away anything that he had. It changes it slightly, but they still had all their moments together.
Just still the same person he raised.
Yeah. And this hurts.
I suppose it's a little hard to be looking fondly at the memory of the teenager's first successful spell that you taught him when you know it is in fact a very old angel pretending to be inept.
Yeah, but
given that was a bodyguard, it might not have been pretending.
I bet you, though, that Raz, from what I know of him, was probably really into that moment, really thought about it, really cared about the reaction. So it was probably just as precious to him for a different reason, you know?
I can promise you that I will I will make sure that Parsifal either comes to understand or he does not speak either way. I will keep this.
If he has any questions or if he needs his concerns assuaged, I would hate to call upon a lot of people again, but I could try.
I think it's a lot more personal. I don't think he's going to be.
I think it is, but I know that James had run into people before that were part of previous lives he had, and he has so much shame in his eyes when they talk about him and how much they miss him, even when they hurt him and they knew what he was after, because he throws himself away from them because he feels like he doesn't deserve to be around them once they know, and just looks sad. I think Parsifal will be sad someday if he doesn't keep James in his life, you know?
I will talk to him. But yes, find his own way there.
Yeah. And just to keep you up on things, I am the current prime of Lawlessil, in case you need to know that. And then I'm gonna activate Angel Form because I'm showing it off.
You activate your angel form, Gifton.
Yep.
And about 5 seconds later, it actually shuts off without your will.
Eyes widened a bit. So, yep, that's that. And, yep, this should catch you up on that. I'm bluffing as hell right now. Where's my lie?
I am.
You've never seen me cut that off that quick, is all I have to say.
I am guessing that.
I'm adding a 7 to that. I got a 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Hey!
Wait, 1 second. Wait, 1
Rui
second.
has no idea with this group.
I'm rolling my wheel and woe, adding on. Yeah,
Nice.
Still too low.
Right.
Oh,
So
wait, I have the what you call it, the clockwork amulet. That'll let me re-roll this, right?
That's combat.
God damn it! If you didn't have my goddamn sword
So
right now, I could use it.
everyone except Louis, who is not familiar enough with this sort of stuff to
Actually, I'm still attuned to that sword.
Yeah, you dick.
16.
Normally, when Gifton deactivates her angel form, it's like the energy sort of recesses back into her. This looks like it just shut off. like it was just expended. But
Just-
Thomas
commenting
does
in
not
front of him.
seem caught off by this. Seems a little surprised at the show.
Yep, it's a suddenly like 9-foot Gifton bullshit. Just
I'm
Please
guessing
tell me I'm not supposed to start praying to you in a church.
Oh, please don't. That would be very upsetting because I'm very much still Fae. I got but you met Dadriel. He is one of the ancient angels of Lalathil, and he is well.
He's going to put his hand up briefly, as if the whole thing's to go. One thing to process at a time, please.
Yep. Okay, cool. Also, that's supposed to last a lot longer when I do it.
I'm sure practice makes perfect. He says, uncertain about any of this.
out of character to the DM.
I
If I remember this.
think we've
I think we've
told
overloaded.
enough to General Stenhouse. Do you want to be sewn out, or want to find a way?
What were you asking out of character,
Frozen
Carrick?
out?
My dragonness was officially reported through the military.
Yeah,
yes.
I thought so. Okay.
You don't get to throw General Stenhouse out, you
Yes,
monster.
please do not throw anyone out of my
I
tavern.
think
not-
you said shown out.
Show out.
Thrown
Oh, I
out.
thought you said throw. I'm
Like, would
sorry.
you like to be shown out?
Hey.
Like, would you like to blight up that or yourself?
Honestly,
Oh, we
I
almost
certainly
graduated
wouldn't
that.
mind perhaps Carrick showing me out and grabbing me a drink on the way.
No, I
Absolutely.
think it's a
I'm
good
gonna go over
idea.
and give Stenhouse a big hug.
He'll return it, a single arm around you, sort of, gently patting your back. And
Should we
A bit distracted,
go
which is
exchange, or do you want to go talk to him first?
I apologize if you'll know I'm more privy to the insanity
I
of
think-
everyone's lives.
I'm going to go talk to him first. Maybe a little less overwhelming that way.
Yes.
I'll get word to you. Yes.
Yeah, you have my ascending stone to me.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry for the messaging earlier.
You were in a very bad position, sir.
No problem.
I'm so impressed with you. I say with a smile.
I'm sorry I can't do more for him.
I'm
do what
trying
you
to
need to
find a
do.
way to help him, but it's hard.
And whatever is best.
Yes, and he's going to stand up, sort of brushing down his uniform. Before he pauses briefly and just points a finger at Telday. You're supposed to report these kind of things.
To be fair, sir, the
I'm
last time
supposed
he
to
did.
report it to him.
To be fair, the last time he did, sir, Wyndon exploded.
I don't like your little loophole, boy. What do you mean Wyndon exploded?
Yeah.
That's another story, sir.
The story.
In the
I
report.
haven't heard about this.
It's
And-
a story.
I'm not involved in that one.
Yeah, bringing up.
And you can trust my age. I trust her. You can tell her whatever you tell me.
They tell me that I was overzealous in attempting to reveal the truth, and it had quite horrible consequences.
That
That's
drink,
when he
boy.
was Still,
Yes, follow me, and we will get you on.
Hi.
Goodbye. And I care about you all. You know that, yes?
But I really want to kick your asses right now.
You are an immense source of frustration as well. I hope you realize.
Very much.
That's understandable.
You have had a barrier between you and us this whole time that you are not going to have anymore. You're going to hate us.
There is a moment of long silence before he just goes, "Oh, God's help me," and he's going to walk on out of the door.
I'm going to lead him into the back room and let him pick how strong of a drink he wants right now.
He's going to go for one of the strongest bottles you have, and he's just going to give you some coin for the bottle.
I'm gonna charge him. I'm gonna actually.
Look,
He's giving you a gold coin. He hasn't asked whether it's worth more than that. It probably is worth a bit more.
More, but it's fine.
But-
shut up and take it, boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start leading him. I'm gonna escort him back.
Yeah, and mhm.
I was gonna say helmet. All I pictured was just when when it exploded. Shaq's going, I was not involved in that, and then just hear from behind the door, Archie, I was.
Right, Clarissa, you're going to be staying here for a few days. You're going to note down whatever they tell you. I'm sure Lord Mask here can put you up. Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And build a military.
It's that thing that's not going to happen.
And she's nodding. Looks like a young elven woman. She stands up and she starts pulling little files she's got under her arm out and goes, "Okay, General. This is your appointment for the next few days while I'm gone. Please attend them." And she's giving him a stern look when she says that. But she seems to be getting him situated as much as he's trying to get her settled here.
What's that, Corvus?
So, I'm thinking that you resurrecting a certain individual has diminished you quite considerably.
Oh, probably. I was really worried about me ceasing to exist the entire time I've been on this little crusade.
Is that gone, or is that just temporarily depleted?
I've never done that before.
Because it looked like it just shut off.
I don't have the ability to try it again because it usually takes me several days to be able to do that again when I do it. And that wasn't normal.
Wait, was what you did too soon?
What do you mean?
Corvus, you're asking questions about this thing that has just happened. That is the first time it has happened.
I realize that it's gathering information.
You're getting information by trying to ask if it is something that happened before for a thing that is the first time it happened.
It is the first time it has happened. Normally, when I enter into my angel form, I can hold into it for about an hour, it seems like. And after I do it, I have to rest several days before I can do it again. I haven't done it in about a week or so. Okay. And I just tried to do it. And I don't seem to be able to hold it at all. So, no, I have no idea. So, give me a few days. I'll tell you if I'm broken.
What's the insight for, Tildy?
I think
you are not unmuted.
You are not prepared.
I was attempting to assess the relationship of the aide and whether or not she is going to be Stenhouse's next wife, or she's that person who is always beside him and will never, ever, ever, ever be his wife.
Yeah, that second one.
Yeah, okay.
There seems to be the aide that's realised that this general doesn't want to do anything and is making sure that he actually works and attends the meetings he's supposed to, and has a strange amount of power in that relationship dynamic.
She knows where the bones are buried.
Like, yes, you're my superior. Now, go to your meeting.
You're my boss. Get to work.
But yeah, I'll keep you appraised, Corvus. This is something that actually affects me very directly. But, I mean, if I can't do it anymore, I can't do it anymore, and oh well, shrug.
As of a gifting. And Jack's actually pull out the luck blade.
Flexing my arm. I'm just happy to be steady, huh? Oh, my sword, thank you.
Thank you. I've created this Simulacrum, and it is currently on studio show.
Yeah, it's going to come in now that the meeting's over, sort of looking a little worried and go, so, everything,
Jump at care.
But you seem a bit more lively.
Yeah, did you see Papa Ilan?
He was fixed by a god.
No?
Oh, he came in and out the door. I thought you would have saw him.
The door's been shut this entire time.
Oh.
It's a god.
The god thing.
He was fixed by a god.
Thanks, door.
Yeah, Ilan came by.
Oh.
Cool.
That's a dead real and Lucifer.
Yeah,
That's
the
cool. Not that real, of course, but the Lucifer thing.
I mean, Lucifer's been really nice.
So that's 3 gods out of the lot I have met.
What, 3?
Yeah.
Oh, Hevos, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So eventually we're going to meet them all, supposedly.
Yeah, the god meeting.
That's a lie. I'm not there, but I'm out of character because Morgani won't be there.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
One day we'll meet Morgani when we fight her.
Hopefully she won't
She
be.
may be in a straitjacket and muzzled, but she may be there. May not.
Yeah,
Wait,
looks like that's
how
all
does it
handled.
break in
They're hopefully just going to forcibly retire Rizal. And you remember that little project I had you start working on? We're gonna put him in charge of that.
Oh God! Thank God, I am not good at it.
Yeah, I have no idea how we were gonna do it.
Well, so everything's gone good.
Yeah, well, as good as it can be. For now.
That is life.
Yeah. I think that we have to stay here because Senhouse left his secretary. She's going to interview all of us, get the full story where we are not omitting anything from all of us. And
now, is that
we're
not admitting anything in air quotes, or
Stenhouse is trusting us, so I feel like it's not in air quotes.
Do you want to tell them about the part where?
Yeah, there's some things that are getting omitted as there are. Yeah.
Especially about the part where you had the king and queen killed.
Yeah, we'll probably leave that one out.
That would probably be a good idea, yes. Max is saying that really flat face because that's part he's not involved in, so he has no horse in that race.
I don't know why, but I could just see that being accidentally mentioned while Stenhouse is in the room. Wait, what?
No, that would be the end of
I
that.
don't know. I'm pretty sure that's the first time that's also been mentioned in front of Louis.
yeah?
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. So
They had this
yeah,
thing on a different timeline.
I feel pretty good with leaving this in everybody's hot little hands.
Meep 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 meep. Mommy better.
Yeah, mommy better. Mommy all better.
Carrie.
I have some more
Carrie
work to do.
Dingus
So
Dingus Wiggle arms.
I'll be in my area.
Are you okay? You know, you could spend some quality time with your friends. I'm gonna shoulder bump you.
Corpse smile. Just
Make
that
some
I have work to do.
memories. Oh. Okay.
Corvus,
Yeah.
why don't you come around for dinner tonight? I'm cooking. He says,
No.
sidelong glancing at Gifton.
I can cook.
No, I'll cook. You should rest some more.
But
That would be nice. Hadwin can come.
I don't want Hadwin to scare my new child.
I'm joking.
It is very hard to tell. You have a very flatlined voice.
I know. That's the fun of it.
Also, I hate to be the kind of person that just kind of, abuses relationships that I'm in, but it's what I am. Louis and Telde, you both have spent a lot of time in Zaha.
Where are you going with this?
I recently adopted a little child from Zaha who happens to be a lizard person, and they're suffering a lot from the loss and the trauma of previously being not who they were for a moment, and then back to being what they are, and then all of that, and the death of their own families. And Corvus, you weren't the person I was asking this about. I'm asking the two people who've spent the most time in Zaha, if they knew any cultural things about lizard people that I could try to help with.
Tips, tricks, all that kind of thing.
Yeah. Like he's got to be grieving right now, but he says he can't say his parents' names because that's not okay. Because you're not supposed to say the names of the dead, and I know they don't accept gifts, and genuinely they're very cold. Oh, we should give them my cold weather boots. That would keep them warm. I have those magic cold weather boots.
Don't give.
Again, it's a gift.
No, but we could do it in trade. They wash the dishes, and I'll give them the goddamn boots.
Yes, yeah. That is actually the best solution for that. As for their names, Yuli, what role would you like me to make to remember this stuff?
What exactly are you wanting to know?
Is it a true name sort of thing? Is it, or is it just
They literally don't use their parents' names. They believe that uttering the name of the recently deceased can call their spirit back and stop them from moving on.
Can they use a secondary name or anything like that? They refer to the deceased if they were in mourning.
Normally, it's contextual, like it's understood when the deceased is being talked about. But they often say past one, that kind of thing.
Or Gifton, you can't directly refer to the person. It's
Oh, I know that.
If you refer to the, even in a general sense,
No.
It's.
I need to know, like, the child was named after their father, right? So you see the problem here. He can't give me his own name.
Yeah, that Louis, you know that normally it would actually be alright for the child to still use the name. It's theirs. But it's not too uncommon for there to be a hang up, especially in the case of trauma.
Yeah.
And a child.
And the other thing is, like I said, I don't know what any of their kind of like rights are for honoring their dead when they don't have a body. Because, you know, we want to help them kind of work through it.
Well, as for his name is his, even though his father has his. Is
there a point where I get to know his name?
When he starts to heal. Give him time. Give him a nick.
He gave himself a name. He gave himself a name for right now.
Then use the name and let him know that should he ever want to let you know his true name, he is more than welcome to do so. But as far as you are concerned, this is who he is.
I know there's like a lot of hang up of people not wanting to give their true names to Faye, but you know, I'm hoping he'll get there someday.
It's cultural, and
I'm just saying it is actually very cultural. But people don't like to give their true names to Faye. I mean, you guys experienced in the Feywild not that long ago, but I'm sure he'll get there someday.
To be fair, in Sarkis, I believe that they don't have any interaction with the Feywild.
But is there any like major cultural things we might not know as outsiders from like Barras and Noran that would be a major accidental faux pas or insult to them? Because we already know the whole we're working on an allowance.
If you would like to sit down with Telde and Louisois, because yes, there's a lot.
Yeah, with care, because I want care on this. So
you can all sit down, maybe have a meal in the tavern and just start going over this stuff. And Telde and Louisois can actually explain quite a lot to you.
I'm going to argue that a level of my attempt to explain things will be problematic because I remember and know more about
the past culture as well. Yes,
yeah.
It all sort of for you, it all blends in one direct line. And it's like, hang on, wait, no, that's 300 years out of date.
Also, I may have been paying a bit more attention to the culture back then.
Telde gives you the thing of, oh no, they're rude cunts. But yes,
they really like to eat rats. Wait, no, they.
That was the stuff. Yeah.
Jax is also, after they're done with that, Jax is actually going to let Gifton know that if she's okay with it, is going to just let Louis know all the things that he knows that Gifton and them told him. And his logic for it is, at this point, if we are bringing Stenhouse on board for all of it, there is no reason to keep the secret from Louis, who is also going to be involved in all this now.
Yeah, sure.
I guess I'm the one telling the assistant everything.
Well, the assistant's going to be over the next few days. Yeah,
I know.
Interviewing all of us.
I'm guessing I'm going to be the first one since everybody else is doing stuff when I get back from.
In that case, yes, you're able to settle down and start doing. Is there anything people would like to cover now before we start going into some downtime?
I need to contact Grandma about water, but I'm thinking that's downtime stuff.
Yeah, that's downtime stuff. Is there anything into character that needs to happen before
No.
downtime?
No.
No.
Not for Louis, but Louis going to, with Gifton's permission, try to interact with her ward.
No.
Okay.
No one. No cat in house. No cat in house.
Actually, I will ask the GM if this will have to be something. This may cause something that will.
If you can, if you want to interact with him outside my house, I can try to arrange that.
That's why he would ask.
Yeah, I can try to arrange it, but not in house.
You don't like him, so he's not going to try and intrude.
Yeah.
And what was that, Blackheart?
Breaking the orb.
Breaking the orb.
Is that something that is gonna can be done during downtime, or is that?
Yes, you can do that during downtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. If I don't know if this may cause other issues when it happens, so I want to make sure before. Okay. I think I do not have anything that needs to be taken care of that's outside of downtime.
I think I'm good.
Okay. All right. In that case, we are going to end. Oh, actually, no, that's right. Okay. I forgot. Sorry, I have my notes here.
No.
It's a little into the day. In fact, you've probably all had your little cultural talk. You've gotten as much as you can from Telde and Louis Soir Gifton.
Mm-hmm.
When Shaxon, your little comm stuff is going to buzz up, and the voice of Scarlet is going to come through and go, Lord Rotscotter?
Yes?
Is Lady Grey still anywhere around you?
I can go find her. What is the matter?
There's a drow here asking for her.
Okay. And
You
Jack will
also-
go
Where
and find her.
the drow is.
You also may want to inform her that we will be extending our timetables.
Right, so
I'm sure we can do that during downtime.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You saw Kara and Gifton depart to actually head home. They were going to go to dinner, so you make your way over to the Greysteel house and knock on the door.
Captain Scarlet has gotten in contact with me. There is apparently a drow looking for you by now.
A drow. Did they get a name?
Give me a moment, and Jax will just tap his ear and go,
Honora,
could you get the name for the drow, please?
All right.
You hear her start and go, name, your name. I don't speak their language. She's saying Gifton.
She?
If I'm anywhere nearby, I'd probably offer to help on that.
Yeah, you are nowhere nearby, I'm afraid.
Cool. Just making sure.
Jax will round and say, can you try handing her the link, bro? Where's the stone?
I'm afraid it doesn't work like that. It is attuned to her.
it's
It cuts out if I try and take it off.
Unfortunate.
I guess I'll just head over there and find out.
If you don't mind, I will come with you as well, because then I can get to
Hey, honey, come with me to Zaha. I'm gonna drag Kara by the hand.
Okay.
We will be there momentarily.
Miss Brock, can you check the stove? It's right. And he will.
Oh, my mom's a good cook. This will be fine.
The Corvus is just there.
Yeah, Corvus is sitting at the table. Children climbing over him.
Corvus, I have to go to Zaha for a minute. I'll be right back.
All right. Well,
Don't move. You might kill someone.
I think they may kill me.
Yep, that can happen.
Do your eyes feel funny? Can I touch them?
No, you can't touch the
Jax is
eyes.
just going to lean around, Gifton, and to the other side of the fitness, my friend.
So, Shax, you needed to go there too? All right, come on.
I may as well come with, yes.
All right, I'm going to open up a tree portal.
Okay.
I'm assuming I have it just a
Where are my
tree in my yard.
glasses?
Yeah. Are things so big? And you teleport through the tree to the airship's tree. And arriving on deck, you can see Scarlet just sort of making that vague gesturing of somebody who's bumping into a major communication barrier. And the familiar sight of Razem.
I'm going to yell Razem and just rush up there and then slam into her.
Okay.
Technically, would be a language barrier.
Yeah, it's not just a modern language barrier; it's a very out of date language barrier.
Yeah.
Razem, scoops you up in her arms, twirling you around, and just says in the ancient Saharan, "I told you I would find you."
You did. And this is my husband, Care. And I say in Dracian, Care, this is Razem. And Care's probably doing the woo.
Yeah. There's appreciative looks back and forth between the two of them. And that is where we are going to end this week's session.
Yay.
Yay.
Got Razem.
Okay. Everyone take your 3,000 XP. No mystery party this week, just the usual one banked.
What is our mystery piety?
This is a mystery, isn't it?
I'm putting my one bank towards Ellen because I fear Ellen someday will hate me.
And we will do the same time next week.
Yeah.